They lost. They shot 26% and were making about 7 threes per game. Actually didn't shoot the ball particularly well from the three-point line in game number 5, 11 to 32, and actually quite a few of those were in garbage time at the end of the night. But they didn't need Carl to actually have an efficient shooting night or take a lot of threes, for that matter, in game number 5, because they were just so effective in getting into the paint. I mean, 68 points in the paint is a modern day, in the play-by-play era at least, Spurs record when it comes to, as we just heard the referees testing out the mic downstairs, make sure it works, the Spurs 68 points, most ever in a regulation game in the play-by-play era. So if they can get to a point where they're averaging or getting around 55 to 60 points in the paint, they don't need to be so reliant on the three-point shot.
That's true. And, the other side of that, something that will help that lack of reliance on the three-point shot is limiting those second chance opportunities, as in Game 5, the Spurs did probably their best job keeping them off the offensive glass, or at least second chance scoring opportunities being limited to 12, as 12 points total off those second chance opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really solid job, and I talked about that with Steph Castle after the game. I mean, they only had 2 offensive rebounds at the half, ended up with 10 of the game. It was a great job on the boards. I thought it was, and I think you got to give credit to the Spurs on their end on the offensive glass. They had 11 offensive rebounds, and the guy who had the most offensive rebounds on the floor for the Spurs was the 6'5" guy, Dylan Harper. He did a phenomenal job on the offensive glass as part of his second career double-double, and that led to 13 second chance points. So kudos to Dylan Harper and really the rest of the Spurs rebounders.
Dan, what more can be said about Dylan Harper that we haven't already said already? And that's the question, because I can't think of anything, and nothing comes to mind. We've said so much about him, but maybe you have something in there that we can, add on to the lore of this rookie season for Dylan Harper.
I just think that when you've got a guy who's 20 years old who is converting at 54% from the field in his first ever playoffs, and most of those shots are coming, within about a 3 to 4 foot range away from the basket. We're not talking about a high volume perimeter shooter. He's only taken 21 threes this season. That is just a skill, and you're going up against Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels has length, and Dylan Harper is just virtually schooling all 4 of them. That's the best way I can put it. They just don't have an answer for him when he's able to find his way in the paint with his bevy of moves. It's impressive how good of a finisher he is at this young of his career. And I remember last year, ahead of the draft, looking at some of the numbers that the Combine had posted, NCAA had posted, the NBA had posted about kind of where his rim finishing was. He was a 62% rim finisher at Rutgers in his one season there, which was by far the highest among guards in all of college basketball. And then you wonder, how does that translate to the NBA? Well, it's clearly translated because he is still converting at such an efficient level right now.
Yeah, when I saw him play in the Vegas Summer League, that immediately stood out. His ability not just to get to the rim at will, but to be able to finish in so many different ways. And, I think some people are feeling like they're having a little bit of a flashback of a lefty kind of point guard, shooting guard coming off of the bench. Not necessarily jumping to Manu Ginobili, Dylan Harper comparisons, but it feels like it's there. And in a similar way, Manu brought an instant impact as a rookie. But another player that I feel like kind of draws some similarities to Manu is Steph Castle. He really has become one of the best playmakers in the NBA. B-Ball Index came out with their playmaking rankings, and he got A-pluses in several categories and a couple of A's and just a B-plus for on-ball gravity. But overall, he is in the 99th percentile of point guards that can create in the NBA. And it feels like a little bit of a secret because that's just something he's really exploded into here in his sophomore season.
It's a great point, right? I mean, we didn't necessarily look at Stefon Castle as being a guy who was going to finish 6th in the NBA in assists per game this season, but that's what he did at, almost 7.5 assists per game. He's at over 6 assists per game, right now in these playoffs. So, yeah, the playmaking ability, the basketball IQ, it's all there for Stefon Castle. And on top of that, he's become a better perimeter shooter, shooting 39% from the three-point line in these playoffs. He is, like it seems for the rest of the NBA watching just this three-headed guard attack for the Spurs that is, I mean, it's arguably the best in the NBA right now, and they're 20 and 21, and with De'Aaron Fox 28 years old. So, I mean, it's going to be a problem, Carl, for a long, long time. And until, you can figure out the point of attack defense on those guys, it's, going to make it just so difficult to try to defend them and to defend Victor Wembanyama on the inside.
Yeah, well, we just got our first boos of the evening as we have the Amazon video game going on here with the Cavaliers and the Pistons. They just flashed to Anthony Edwards. He got booed. Then they flashed to Victor Wembanyama. He gets a cheer. Over 6,000 people are out here. They had to cut off the capacity already an hour before the game. So I hope you guys can hear me all right. Sounds like we're having a decent conversation here, Dan. I have a little trouble hearing you sometimes. But, no, it's a great environment out here at the Rocket La Cantera. But to your point of Stefon Castle, early in the playoffs, both the Trailblazers and the Timberwolves sort of dared Stefon Castle to beat them as a shooter, and he has made that jump from 33% in the regular season to 39% in the postseason. So, yeah, to your point, I can't really think of a better three-guard combination in the entire NBA. But now it's time to talk about the big fella, Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, he got things going offensively in the first half, but after that 12-block game, I feel like his defense has changed just a little bit. They're very aware that he's around the rim and going to block shots, but it almost feels like he's lightly contesting and then going after rebounds as well, just to help secure the defensive rebound. And that's really been a focus for the Spurs and Wemby in the second-round matchup against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to expend, obviously, a ton of energy on both ends of the floor that was taking away from all the other things that he could do. So I think he made kind of a mental adjustment in that regard. The amount of, I think they're calling them on NBA today, the hell knows that you still see during the course of a game is just simply astonishing. Whether it's, I'd assume a Mike Conley, whoever's going into the paint and they see Victor, and it's the hell no, I'm going back out, kicking it out to somebody else because they don't want to have their shot blocked. They don't want to end up on a highlight. And it's an impact that I've never seen at any level of basketball watching. I think there was a point where Shaq had that intimidating factor. That might be the only other guy, in my opinion, that kind of matched that level of defensive awareness when offensive players were attacking around the rim. I expect a big game tonight for Victor Wembanyama. This is a big moment for him, as it is for the rest of this team in a closeout game on the road. And I expect them, as they have throughout the playoffs, to rise to the occasion.
We need to get this sponsored before the end of the postseason run for the Spurs, but do you got any analytics for us, Dan?
Just, I think, appropriate here as we're in game number 6 tonight. The Spurs, when it comes to closeout games, 46 and 28, including the closeout game in Portland earlier this playoffs, 28 and 19 in closeout games on the road. And I think I mentioned this in our Game 5 conversation. They are 8-1 in Game 6s on the road when winning Game 5 at home when the series has been tied at 2 apiece in the current playoff format since 1984. So that kind of goes to show you how, Pop built such a mentality for his players to go out and basically not give your opponent an opportunity, not tempt the fate of the basketball gods and send it back to San Antonio for Game 7. And I'm curious to see, will that message be heeded by this group here tonight?
Yeah, well, when we eventually close the book on this series, one of the storylines is an appearance by El Jefe, as Greg Popovich spoke to Victor Wembanyama after that Game 4 that he was ejected. And, I think that obviously that plays a factor into it. We might not ever hear whatever came out of that conversation, but just to know that Pop's presence is still around, hopefully that 8-1 record becomes 9-1. Well, Dan, that was a good conversation, but when we come back, we'll have the start of the game. We appreciate your time. I look forward to your game call.
Thanks, Carl.
All right, that'll do it for Spurs Radio Game Night. We're playing We Will Rock You out here at the Rocket La Cantera, which is very appropriate. It'll be a fun one between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. When we come back, we get the broadcast rolling. Round 2, Game 6 gets started on the Spurs Radio Network. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Cheering the Spurs. You're listening to San Antonio Spurs basketball.
Looking for an opportunity to grow in the insurance industry? AHIA is recruiting motivated health insurance agents who want to build a successful career helping families find the coverage they need. Whether you're already licensed or looking to get started, our team provides the support, training, and tools to help you succeed.
Interested in joining their team or learning more about your coverage options? Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com today.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
It's playoffs time, San Antonio, when every moment matters and there's no room for hesitation.
And when it's time to make your next move, Hill Country Honda is ready to deliver.
Shop online or on the showroom floor and find the perfect new Honda built for performance, reliability, and value.
You'll also find a deep lineup of certified Hondas and quality used vehicles.
Plus, Hill Country Honda pays top dollar for every trade.
Too much to offer, not enough time. Don't wait for the buzzer.
Visit HillCountryHonda.com and get more on 1604 at Hill Country Honda.
The pride of the great Lone Star State,
The Spurs.
the San Antonio Spurs, are on the air.
On the San Antonio Spurs Radio Network.
Your San Antonio Spurs!
San Antonio Spurs playoff basketball is brought to you by Methodist Healthcare, serving humanity to honor God. Frost Bank, exactly what you unexpected. The official bank of the San Antonio Spurs.
The Spurs in the NBA playoffs!
Yes, sir. Tip-off for the Spurs. All right, here we go. Here's the opening tip. And now, the voice of your San Antonio Spurs, Dan Weiss.
After steamrolling past the Timberwolves in Game 5, the Spurs are on the cusp of their first trip to the Western Conference Finals in 9 years as they look to close out Minnesota tonight in Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals, leading this best-of-7 series 3-2. A pleasant good evening. Welcome inside Target Center. Dan Weiss upstairs in the broadcast booth. As always, it's great to have you with us. The Spurs continued their amazing run of resiliency Tuesday night at the Frost Bank Center, making it 52 games in 122 days and counting. They haven't dropped consecutive games. Victor Wembanyama returned from his early second quarter Game 4 ejection and delivered an opening salvo, dropping 18 points and 6 rebounds in the first 12 minutes, en route to a 27-point, 15-rebound, 5-assist masterpiece, the third youngest player in NBA playoff history to register a 25, 15, and 5 outing. But the night belonged to Keldon Johnson. The newly minted sixth man of the year sparked a 30-12 close to the third quarter after the Wolves tied it up at 61 apiece, finishing with a playoff-high 21 points, more than enough ample doses of Keldon Johnson energy. Overall, the Spurs outscored the Wolves 65-36 over the final 19 minutes of regulation to put away Minnesota and set up tonight's closeout game. Teams that win Game 5 in a tied series go on to win the series 82% of the time. And in the Spurs' case, in this current format, they're 10-1 when winning Game 5 and a perfect 9-0 when doing so at home. It's a potential closeout night here in the land of 10,000 lakes. This is Spurs Radio.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
This summer, feel the game. Find your rhythm. Spurs Sports Academy. Boys and girls, ages 6 to 18, all skill levels, all heart, in San Antonio and Austin. Players are built here. Gain confidence every time the ball leaves your hand. With Spurs gear on your back, become more than you were yesterday, on and off the court. Register now. Spurs.com/camps.
At BritBox, character is everything. Stream the iconic characters defining British TV on BritBox, including Ludwig.
I think I might just have solved a murder.
Vera.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Bonjour.
And more beloved favourites.
I'm a policeman.
I'm professional. I'm a Time Lord.
I'm the Duchess of York.
Once you know them, you never quite forget them.
I ain't being vain. I just am special.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial today at BritBox.com.
¿Fuertes dolores de estómago? ¿Dificultad para respirar? ¿Dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana, y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
The Spurs Net Center. I'm Carl Schoening. We're out at the Rocket Lock and Terror where they're playing Seven Nation Army, and everybody's getting hyped out here at the Frost Plaza. Spurs and Timberwolves moments away from tipping off at the Target Center in Minneapolis for Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. Tonight's marquee matchup is the Spurs versus the hostile Target Center crowd. The Timberwolves have only lost one home game these playoffs, and the Spurs look to make it 2 losses and send the Timberwolves into the offseason tonight. When we come back, Dan Weiss will have your starting lineups and tip-off between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but catching them from the hardwood is a whole different experience. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the San Antonio Spurs and the NBA. From seeing your favorite Spurs stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood, nothing compares to catching the game in person. Even if you're headed to the arena last minute, you can still score tickets at Ticketmaster. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs. See you courtside, San Antonio.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Have you thought about how your family would be protected if the unexpected happened? Life insurance can help provide financial security for the people who matter most, help cover expenses, protect loved ones, and bring peace of mind. At AHIA, our agents can help you find the life insurance coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Don't wait. Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA, or visit ahiabenefits.com to learn more today.
Welcome back inside the Target Center. It is loud. It is packed. It is amped up tonight. It is Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. The Spurs lead this best-of-7 series 3-2 and a chance at a closeout victory here tonight. Second opportunity in a closeout situation for the Spurs these playoffs as they closed out Portland in Game 5 of the opening round series back at the Frost Bank Center. We take a look at starting lineups for tonight's game, beginning with the Spurs 6-3 with this starting lineup so far in the postseason. No changes, beginning at 1 guard with De'Aaron Fox, 6'3", 190 in his 9th year out of Kentucky, averaging 18 points, 5.5 assists in the postseason. Alongside Stefon Castle, 6'6", 220 in his 2nd year out of UConn, averaging 18 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds in the playoffs. In the front court, Julian Champagnie, 6'7", 215 in his 4th year out of St. John's, averaging 10 points, 5 boards in the playoffs. Alongside Devin Vassell, 6'5", 205 in his 6th year out of Florida State, averaging 12 points, 4 rebounds. So the man in the middle is Victor Wembanyama, 7'4", 240 in his 3rd year from France, averaging 20 points, 11 rebounds, and over 4 blocks a game here in the playoffs. Mitch Johnson is the head coach of the Spurs. Minnesota 4-1 at home in these playoffs, 6-5 overall in the postseason, and the starting five for them is the same as it was in Game 5. Ayo Dosunmu, 6'4", 201 in his fifth year out of Illinois, averaging 16 points, 3 rebounds in the postseason. Alongside Anthony Edwards, 6'4", 225 in his sixth year from Georgia, averaging 21 points, 6 rebounds. In the front court, Jaden McDaniels, 6'9", 205 in his sixth year out of Washington, averaging 16 points, 6 rebounds. Alongside Julius Randle, 6'9", 255 in his 12th year out of Kentucky, averaging 17 points, 7 rebounds in the playoffs. The man in the middle is Rudy Gobert, 7'1", 255 in his 13th year from France, averaging 7 points and 9 rebounds. Chris Finch is the head coach of the Timberwolves. Spurs 7-3 overall in the postseason, 3-1 on the road. Our officials for tonight's game, as assigned by the NBA. The crew chief is James Capers. The referees, Josh Tippin. The umpires, Justin Van Dyne. The alternate, Brian Forte. Back at the replay center tonight in Secaucus is Curtis Blair. Spurs tonight are in their association white, silver, and black trim. Black letters, black numbers across the back. 4-2 in their association whites so far in these playoffs. 19-6 in the association whites over the course of the regular season. Minnesota is in their classic black trees uniform once again. These are the only uniforms they have worn throughout their home playoff games in the first 2 rounds. 4-1 in the classic jerseys. Black with green and white trim, white letters, white numbers across the back. Paying homage, of course, to the Flip Saunders and Kevin Garnett days of Minnesota Timberwolves basketball back in the late 90s and early 2000s. In closeout games for the Spurs, they are 46-28 all-time in closeout games, 28-19 on the road. Spurs are 8-1 in Game 6s on the road when they win Game 5 at home in a 2-2 series in the current playoff format that goes 2-2, 1-1, and 1, dating back to 1984. As we get set to tip things off here momentarily at Target Center, as the game at Rocket Arena has just gone final. The Detroit Pistons have forced a Game 7 with a 21-point win tonight over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 115-94 the final. So, as James Capers gets set to throw this one up, Spurs will move left to right across your radio dial here in this opening half, alongside our on-site engineer, Grant Lankstern, statistician Josh Fisher. I'm Dan Weiss, and away we go. Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves, game number 6 here tonight from the Target Center. Spurs control the opening tap. Stefon Castle with the basketball, with right elbow, gets to the free throw line, hands it off the air, and Fox turns the corner, tries to zip his way past Gobert, holds his ground, shot clock at 6. Castle pulls up left elbow over Gobert, and off the front of the iron, no good. Minnesota with a stand on their first defensive possession as Rudy Gobert brings down the rebound. In the hands of Anthony Edwards, and left side, Ayo Dosunmu. Back to Gobert up top. Edwards coming off the pin-down screen, moving against Wembanyama. He dribbled it off his foot and out of bounds. First turnover of the game goes against Minnesota. Anthony Edwards with his 23rd turnover of the playoffs. Fox up top, straightaway 3 on the way. He's good. Aaron rattles that 3 home. Only his 16th made 3 of the playoffs, shooting 30%. That gets the Spurs on the board here, 3-0 to start. Spurs shooting 37% from downtown in the playoffs, 4th best in the NBA. Julius Randle in the mismatch here against Fox on the baseline. Picks up the dribble, kick out to Dosunmu to the left wing. Jaden McDaniels pulls up from 15 off the front of the iron to the rebound Castle as he saves it to Wembanyama and gets it back. Castle coming up the left wing. Gobert sacking off him. They've already switched the defensive assignment against Wembanyama. Champagne's 3 is short. Castle had the rebound, lost it, but he was fouled from behind by Julius Randle across the arm. And to be Randle's first of the team, first foul. So it looks like Julius Randle's going to have the assignment on Victor Wembanyama, and Rudy Gobert is going to be guarding Steph Castle here. That's one of the adjustments we've already seen early on from Chris Finch. And here's Wembanyama with a jam as he beat Randle. Backdoor, Castle finding him up top, and Area 51 getting to work early First Methodist Healthcare assist of the game. Spurs lead at 5-0. 10:20 to go, opening quarter. Randall with the basketball. Takes it inside, and he puts it down with a left-hand dunk. Goes to work against Victor Wembanyama. Fox in transition. First points for Minnesota. Castle, left wing three on the way. Got it. Steph Castle knocks down the three. Castle shooting 39% from downtown. And the Spurs up by 6 here, 8-2. Dosunmu takes it down, blocked. Wembanyama, but our goaltending late to the rejection. And Alex Rodriguez on the front row, right in front of the play, applauding as he stood up. Co-owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, the former major leaguer. Spurs with the basketball on top by 4 here, 8-4, 2 minutes gone by first quarter. Fox guarded by McDaniels. Switched on to Dosunmu now. Fox slips past Dosunmu, takes it all the way, lays it up and in. Good start for De'Aaron Fox. 5 points already. Lead all scores of the game. Spurs by 6 here, 10-4. Anthony Edwards of the logo, guarded by Devin Vassell. Switched on to Castle now. Edwards, it's past Castle, and a touch foul called on Steph, who's dealt with some foul trouble in these playoffs. Castle has fouled out in 2 games in the postseason, and he was pegged with 3 early fouls in the first half in game number 5 that put him on the bench for the final 7 minutes of the first half. Inbounded to Gobert, left wing, handed off McDaniels. McDaniels, a floater from the foul line, too strong, tips up the rebound into the hands of Castle. Mitch Johnson says, let's go. Castle back into the front court, right side, lane clears, Castle, look out, 2-hand slam as the defense sagged off entirely and Castle made him pay. Steph's got 5 and the Spurs by 8 here, 12-4. 3 minutes gone in the opening quarter of this closeout opportunity for the Spurs, game 6. Rudy Gobert up top. Wembanyama sagging off on him. He hands it to Anthony Edwards. Edwards trying to give it back to Gobert, who's closed out. Was Edwards in the passing lane by Vassell. Now Randall with 6 on the shot clock. Randall turns to the corner. Baseline jumper is up, no good. Champagny had the rebound and they lost it out of bounds. And it will stay Minnesota basketball, 14 on the shot clock. So Steph Castle and De'Aaron Fox already excellent starts here in the first 3 minutes plus. Spurs lead it by 8, 12-4. Dosunmu will inbound underneath the basket. Bounce pass right to Edwards, who snuck free and lays it up and in. That's a missed assignment. How do you let Anthony Edwards get away? Spurs lose Edwards. He gets his first points. Fox back in the paint. Kick out Vassell. Right wing 3 on the way. Yes, sir. Devin Vassell. And the Spurs have knocked down 3 of 4 from downtown to begin the night. 15-6 Spurs by 9. Jaden McDaniels down to the left block along the baseline. Kick out Dosunmu in the right corner. Dosunmu attacks, floats it up over Wembanyama. Rolls off the rim, no good. Wembanyama the rebound to the outlet of the left wing to De'Aaron. Fox attacking, lobs it back, intended for Victor, knocked away by Anthony Edwards, and Edwards will do it himself with a 2-hand dunk. That is Anthony Edwards' only his second dunk of the playoffs. Goes to show you, guys playing on 2 bad knees has lost the explosiveness here in the postseason. Didn't have to worry about it there. Castle, another left wing 3. Yes, sir! The Spurs are 5 of 6 from downtown. They lead it by 10. Steph Castle 2 of 2, and he's got 8. 18-8, 7:38 to go opening quarter. Ayo Dosunmu with Rudy Gobert rolling. Dosunmu will take it low. We got a foul away from the ball. And it's whistled on De'Aaron Fox across the floor by James Capers. First foul on Fox, second team foul against the Spurs. Spurs by 10, their first double-digit lead of the game. And well, they have had multiple double-digit leads in this series. Minnesota has yet to claim a double-digit lead in this series. Dylan Harper checking into the game for the first time. 6'5", 220. The rookie out of Rutgers having quite a postseason. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 double-doubles. Harper had 12 and 10, including a career-high 5 offensive rebounds in Game 5. Inbounded to McDaniels, left side. Anthony Edwards. Cut off by Vassell, pulls up, tries to go off the glass, he scores, he's fouled. The closeout foul on Vassell, and Anthony Edwards will get one more at the free throw line. First foul on Vassell, third team foul. Anthony Edwards with his third field goal, 6 points in the game for him. And he'll go to the line. He's got 6 of Minnesota's 10 And that has been one of the storylines in this series, that Anthony Edwards is just not getting enough run support. Not a lot of secondary scoring. He completes the three-point play. He's got 7. It's a 7-point lead for the Spurs. 18-11. 7:21 to go opening quarter. Castle walks it up the floor. Vassell trying to get around the screen of Dosunmu. Dosunmu will commit the foul. It'll be his first. And that'll be the second team foul against Minnesota. The Spurs will take it side out across the floor. Again, Dylan Harper into the game. He'll trigger the inbound. We'll get it here for Castle. Shot clock at 15 with Gobert sagging off the step. Castle handing it off to Wembanyama. Wembanyama, free throw line, jab step. Gets Rudy up in the air, goes up, lost the ball on the way up, turnover. Anthony Edwards coming the other way. Edwards in the paint, floats it up over Wemby, left it short, and Victor with the long arms swiped it away from Gobert, but lost it out of bounds, and it'll remain Minnesota basketball. That's twice the Spurs have had their hands on the ball, but have failed to secure the rebound, and as coaches always say, the possession isn't over until you secure that rebound. We'll take our first SWBC timeout of the game. 6:57 to go opening quarter. Good start for the Spurs. They're up by 7, 18-11. Spurs Radio. Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals from Minnesota continues in a moment.
Con Spectrum TV no me pierdo ni un partido, porque tengo todas mis aplicaciones favoritas juntas. ¡Golazo! Más TV en vivo y todos los canales de deportes. ¡Se va! ¡Se va! ¡Se fue! Todo en un mismo lugar sin pagar extra. ¡Canasta! Un plan, un precio, un lugar y todos tus deportes. Visita spectrum.com/toda tu TV para más información.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
Experience award-winning service at San Antonio's #1 Ford truck retailer, Bluebonnet Ford. Now a 25-time award recipient of Ford Motor Company's President's Award for Sales and Service Excellence. Or visit Texas #1 Ram truck dealer, Bluebonnet Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Now in an all-new state-of-the-art facility on I-35 in New Braunfels. Experience award-winning sales and service excellence at the Bluebonnet dealerships in New Braunfels.
At Bluebonnet, price is the difference.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
The 2025-2026 Spurs season is presented by HEB. 6:57 to go opening quarter. Spurs on top by 7, 18-11. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Spurs Radio.
News Radio 1200 WOAI. San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Let's check in for the first time tonight with Carl Schoening. He is at the Spurs Radio Net Center on remote at location in front of 6,000 rowdy fans at the Rocket Locketera.
Oh, they are rocking out here at the Rock, Dan, and I have some good news and I have some bad news. The bad news is it feels to me that the Spurs have picked up a couple of soft fouls in the early goings of this game, but the good news is that it seems like the officials are calling it both ways, and a less physical game being allowed helps the Spurs as the Timberwolves tend to get in foul trouble in these types of games where the officials call it a bit tighter.
Yeah, that's a good point, Carl. Some touch fouls early have certainly been part of this James Capers crew, as Castle and Vassell have been tagged for a couple of touch fouls, and at the other end, fouls on Ayo Dosunmu as well, too. So we take a look at the Bet365 stats early in this one here with the Spurs on top by 7. Spurs have started the game 7 of 10 from the field, 4 of 5 from behind the line. Have out-rebounded Minnesota 4-2. Have got 5 assists on their 7 made field goals. They've been led by 8 early points from Stefon Castle. Minnesota, meanwhile, shooting 50% from the field. 7 early points for Anthony Edwards. Timberwolves inbound underneath the basket. Naz Reid into the game for the first time for Minnesota. Keldon Johnson into the game for the first time for the Spurs. Terrence Shannon into the game as well. And Shannon misfiring on the left wing 3 as the Spurs grab the rebound. Dylan Harper getting downhill, lays it up right hand for 2. And that's too easy for Dylan Harper. His first points of the game. He's shooting 54% from the field in these playoffs. Spurs by 9, 20-11. 6.5 to go, first quarter. Anthony Edwards breaks free. Kick out of the right wing to Sumu. One-hand pass. Randall in the paint. Floats it up left hand. Too strong. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up. He's fouled by Keldon Johnson. Foul on Johnson's his first, and it's the 4th team foul against the Spurs. Randall to the free throw line. The next foul against the Spurs will put Minnesota in the bonus for the remainder of the opening quarter. Julius Randle going to the free throw line. It's been a much maligned Julius Randle in these playoffs, even though he's the only other player in this series to score more than 20 in a game besides Anthony Edwards. He had 21 in game number 1. He sinks the free throw, shooting 74%, and had his best game of the series in game 5 since that game 1 21-point outing when he had his second double-double of the playoffs with 17 points and 10 rebounds. 74% of the line in the postseason. Randall, 1 of 2. And the rebound, Dylan Harper, who had 10 of them in Wednesday's win. Tuesday's win, that is, at the Frostbank Center. Castle again as he adjusts and in midair lays it up and in, and he's fouled. Castle was going for the two-hand thunderous slam, had to adjust in midair with Edwards coming over and still able to lay it up and in and get fouled and get to the line. So Steph is the first in double figs tonight with 10. Edwards picks up his first. And the Spurs go to the free throw line for the first time in this game. Spurs 77% at the line of the playoffs as a team. Castle 79%. And completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. He's got 11 points, a game high. Spurs by 11, 23-12, 6-10. First quarter here at Target Center. Naz Reid up top. Spotting Ayo Dosunmu coming around the corner. Dosunmu fumbled it away. Now we'll give it back to Reid, left side. Reid between his legs. Handing it off to Edwards. Shot clock at 7. Down to the baseline, left block. Edwards kick out. Shannon, right corner, around the horn. Reid has got to pull up. 2 seconds. 3 on the way is good for Naz Reid. That's where he seems like he's at his best. He doesn't have a chance to set himself and can still pull the trigger and knock it down. 39% from downtown in these playoffs for Naz Reid. His 20th made 3. 23-15, Spurs by 8. Dylan Harper going behind the back. Feeds left side, Castle. Sealing his Wembanyama. Kick out the cell. Right wing 3. No good off the front of the iron. Rebound. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Victor. And it'll be Timberwolves ball. Just the second miss from downtown for the Spurs. As Julian Champagnie checking back into the game here for Devin Vassell. Leaves with 3 points, a rebound, and an assist. Anthony Edwards will bring it up here for Minnesota. Gets a hard screen from Naz Reid. Gets loose here into the front court. He lost the ball in the dribble. A turnover against Minnesota. Keldon Johnson in transition. Spinning in the paint. Johnson baiting, lobbing it up. Wembanyama left hand tips it over his head and in. A dime for Keldon and 2 points for Victor. He's got 4 early. Spurs again by 10, 25-15. 5 minutes remaining, opening quarter. Ayo Dosunmu right wing with the basketball. Wembanyama guarding him, spotting Reid. Turn in the corner, lays it up and in. Julian Champagnie on the defensive end. Reid using his length and size to get past Champagnie. Naz Reid's got a quick 5 off the bench. Jab step, Wembanyama over the top looking for Champagnie. It's knocked away by Shannon. Dosunmu the other way. Trying to kick it out. Knocked away by Victor. Tipped up in the air. Dosunmu with it back. Whips it to Reid. Reid in the left corner. Lets Harper fly by. Fires up the 3 and sinks it. Timeout, Mitch Johnson. Naz Reid's 2 of 2 from downtown. He's got a game or a team high 8 points. And Minnesota on a 5-0 run here. They've cut that 10-point Spurs lead down to 5. 4:28 to go, the opening quarter. 25-20 as we take it to the SWBC timeout. This is Spurs Radio.
And the crowd goes wild for the home team.
Could your credit score use a home court advantage? Self has tools that can give you an edge on your credit building journey. Make your credit feel right at home with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
Fuertes
¿Tienes dolores de estómago, dificultad para respirar, dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com. That's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
He lines up the shot from way downtown.
Don't let low credit make reaching your financial goals feel like a long shot. Self has the tools to help you get the credit you deserve.
He shoots. He scores.
Spur your credit forward with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
4:28 to go in the opening quarter. Spurs on top by 5, 25-20. Our Spurs history tonight presented by Fanatics. We go back to 2017, and that was the last time that the Spurs won a closeout game number 6 on the road. And yes, it was the Western Conference semifinals against the Houston Rockets as the Spurs blasted James Harden and the Rockets 114-75, winning by 39 points at the Target Center in game number 6 of the Western Conference semifinals to close out that best-of-7 series, 4-2, and advance to the Western Conference Finals. The last time they were in the Western Conference Finals, again, that was 2017 when the Spurs met the Golden State Warriors. And that's what's at stake for the Spurs here tonight, trying to advance to the Western Conference Finals, where they would meet the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 8-0 so far in these playoffs. And the Thunder have been off since Monday after sweeping the Lakers in 4 games. And so the Thunder will have, at a minimum, a week's rest, as if the Spurs win tonight in game number 6. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals will be Monday night at the Pregame Center. And if the Timberwolves force game 7, then game 1 of the Western Conference Finals would not be until Wednesday. Out of the timeout, Luke Cornett into the game for the first time. Gives Victor Wembanyama a breather. Leaves with 4 points and a rebound in his first rotation. Joins Julian Champagnie, Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, and Stefon Castle out on the floor. Castle picked up out top by Shannon. Castle trying to use that off arm to get past Shannon. The ball out of bounds. Last touch by Shannon. And all of a sudden, those touch fouls no longer being called anymore. Justin Van Dime was letting them go at each other there. So Shannon still into the body there of Castle. And now we'll get a foul called on Shannon as he hooks underneath the arm of Castle. Will pick up his first and the 4th team foul on Minnesota. So both teams shooting free throws for the next whistle for the remainder of the quarter. Castle again, this time spotting Johnson. 8 on the shot clock. Johnson against Randall. Kick out back to Castle. Straight away 3. Yes, sir. Stefon Castle. He's 3 of 3 from downtown. And he's got 14 points in the first. 28-20. Spurs back on top by 8. Winning the basketball holding. Here's Mike Conley into the game for the first time. The veteran 38-year-old as Edwards pulls up for 3. It's off the back iron, and Luke Cornett brings down the rebound. Conley, Edwards, Shannon, Naz Reid, and Julius Randle. Champagnie trying to step into a right wing 3, missed everything. Anthony Edwards in transition. Edwards, and he lost the ball, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Keldon Johnson. It'll stay Minnesota basketball. Rudy Gobert checking back into the game as Rudy off in after the starting lineups usually plays in the non-Victor minutes. De'Aaron Fox back into the game for Castle. What a shift for Castle. 14 points in 8 minutes. He accounts for 67% of the Spurs scoring here in this opening quarter. Inbounded here to the right side for Rudy Gobert. Actually now accounts for 50% of their first quarter points at 14 of 28. Gobert goes up with the left hand, Edwards goes up with the left hand, misfired. Rebound, here come the Spurs. Keldon Johnson spinning in the paint, scoops it up right hand, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and last touched by Minnesota. Stay Spurs ball underneath the basket here. 3:15 to go opening quarter. Spurs on top by 8. 28-20. Jaden McDaniels back into the game for Edwards, who leaves 3 of 7 from the field, 7 points, couple of steals in his 9 minutes. Inbound is Champagnie in the right corner. Spots Cornette rolling, goes up, he's fouled. Met at the rim by Naz Reid, who will commit the personal. And actually going to track Jaden McDaniels to the personal instead, coming over the top before Reid got him. So it's McDaniels who commits the foul, and it's Luke Cornette going to the line here. Cornette averaging 5 points, 4 rebounds in the playoffs. First free throw's up and good. He's shooting 75% of the line in the postseason. He's 9 of 12. Spurs lead it by 9, 29-20. Spurs had 3 30-point quarters in their Game 5 win on Tuesday. Second free throw is good. And the Spurs once again by 10, matching their double-digit lead that they held earlier in this quarter, 30-20. Naz Reid up top, now picked up by De'Aaron Fox. Right side, Terrence Shannon Jr. Off to Conley in the left wing, into the corners. Jaden McDaniels had it swiped away, but a pushing foul first called on Julian Champagnie. Champagnie commits his first, and that'll send Jaden McDaniels to the free throw line. Spurs are over the limit. So Jaden McDaniels, who's yet to score in this game, he's averaging 16 in the postseason. He's shooting free throws at 84%. He is 27 of 32 at the line. McDaniels has had a good postseason as he sinks the first free throw. And obviously trying to pick up for the scoring in the absence of Dante DiVincenzo again, who tore his right Achilles in Game 4 of the Denver opening round series. McDaniels makes both free throws. McDaniels going to need again, like I said, secondary scoring from other sources tonight for Minnesota. Balance at this point with Naz Reid getting 8 off the bench. The Spurs lead it by 8. Fox crossing up McDaniels, takes it down to the left block, brings it back out. Kick out to Harper. Straightaway 3 is up. Too strong, and the rebound controlled by Reid. Naz Reid will take it back up the floor. The Spurs on top by 8. Reid handing it off left side. McDaniels guarded by Harper. 14 on the shot clock. Lobbed in to Reid. Double team comes, whips it across. Shannon Jr. trying to go inside. He threw it away right to Champagnie. Turnover by Minnesota. Aaron Fox back in transition. Fox takes it downhill to the right block. Pull-up jumper, around, and good. For De'Aaron Fox, he's got 7 here in the first. And the Spurs back on top by 10. Minnesota's turned it over 3 times in this opening quarter, has led to 7 points. Here's Shannon in the paint, lays it up left hand, blocked by Cornette. Got him at the rim. First block for Big Luke. Back the other way, Dylan Harper bounces off his man, lost the ball. And Conley throws it off Dylan Harper before it goes out of bounds. And it'll be Minnesota ball. Smart play by the 38-year-old Mike Conley. Playing in his 19th season and playing in his 120th career playoff game. Reid will inbound into Conley. A 10-point game, 2 minutes to go first quarter. Spurs by 10, 32-22. Step here for Conley, guarded by Champagnie. He'll play it off right wing. Ayo Dosunmu back to Conley. Right wing 3 is up, is good. Mike Conley's become a proficient 3-point shooter in the playoffs. He's now 50%, 12 of 24. 32-25, 7-point game. Fox across the timeline. Guarded by McDaniel. Spots Keldon, turn in the corner. Downhill, lays it up right hand. Too strong. Cornette there for the follow-up putback. And Luke Cornette's first field goal, he's got 4. 34-25, Spurs by 9. Conley hands to Naz Reid, left side. Reid, screen from Rudy Gobert. Reid going into the body of Cornette, goes up off the glass, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds, last touch. Off of Rudy Gobert by Keldon Johnson. It'll be Spurs ball. Victor Wembanyama's checking back at the game for Cornette. Good minutes for Luke. 4 points, 3 rebounds, and the first block of the game on the Ledger block meter for Cornette. Wembanyama back in. comes Dylan Harper as he'll bring it up the floor. Harper picked up by Dosunmu. Bounce pass right side. Aaron Fox, shot clock at 10. Fox going to use the Champagny screen, breaks free, gets in the paint, lays it up left hand, 2 more. 9 in the first quarter for De'Aaron Fox. He's a perfect 4 of 4. 23 combined between Castle and Fox. Spurs have matched their largest lead of 11. Jaden McDaniels in the paint, fall-away jumper, no good. Champagny brings down the rebound. 36-25 in the final minute here of the first quarter, 40 seconds remaining. Fox slips past McDaniels. Fox, left wing, Wembanyama for 3. No good off the front of the iron. The rebound tipped all the way out, controlled by Gobert, lobbing it over to Conley, left wing. And Wembanyama coming out to close out Conley. Here comes Minnesota. Left side is Naz Reid, spinning at the elbow, sweeps through off the glass for 2. Pass Keldon Johnson. The Spurs can hold for the final possession of the quarter as the shot clock is off. Game clock reads 15, Spurs by 9. 36-27. Fox with the ball on the timeline, down to 10. Wembanyama sets the high screen, now rolls. Fox spots Champagny, right wing 3. In and out. Rebound tipped up and off Dylan Harper's hands and controlled by Minnesota as they'll have it out of bounds with 1.4 seconds left. Dosunmu will launch the three-quarter court shot, and it's off the top of the backboard. That's how the opening quarter comes to an end. But the Spurs get 23 points combined from De'Aaron Fox and Stefon Castle, who are a combined 9 of 10 from the field in that first quarter, missing just 1 shot. And the Spurs, the strength of their 2-guard attack, lead Minnesota 36-27 after 1 quarter of play. 12 minutes down, 36 to go. Spurs Radio, Game 6 of the Western Conference Semifinals continues in a moment.
Nothing compares to catching your San Antonio Spurs live. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Spurs and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can experience all the sights, sounds, and styles in person. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you were there live. So put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Looking for an opportunity to grow in the insurance industry? AHIA is recruiting motivated health insurance agents who want to build a successful career helping families find the coverage they need. Whether you're already licensed or looking to get started, our team provides the support, training, and tools to help you succeed.
Interested in joining their team or learning more about your coverage options? Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com today.
In the playoffs, every move matters. That's why the San Antonio Spurs trust UT Health San Antonio, their official sports medicine partner, to keep them in the game. It's the same level of care available to you. From sports injuries to joint replacement, our nationally recognized physicians combine experience with research-driven care to help you get back to what matters most. Get the care trusted by the Spurs. Find a UT Health San Antonio physician at everythingittakes.org.
Start of the second quarter here in Minnesota. Spurs on top by 9, 36-27. Take a look at the Bet365 stats from the opening quarter. Spurs shoot 60.9% from the field in that first quarter. Ties for their best shooting quarter of the series. They shot in the identical 60.9% of the fourth quarter of game number 2 at the Frost Bank Center. The game that the Spurs, of course, won by 38 points that night over Minnesota. The Spurs were also 5 of 11 from downtown, winning the three-point line by 6. They out-rebound Minnesota 11-5 in the first quarter. 8 assists on their 14 made field goals. 14 points for Stefon Castle, was 5 of 6 from the field. 9 points for De'Aaron Fox. He was 4 of 4 from the field. Minnesota 10 of 22, 45% of that first quarter. 3 of 5 from downtown. They too, 8 assists on their 10 made field goals. 10 points off the bench for Naz Reid, 7 for Anthony Edwards. So the second quarter begins. Spurs by 9. They led by as many as 11 in that first quarter. Victor Wembanyama back on the floor with Julian Champagnie. Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox for the first time tonight. Carter Bryant, 6'6", 220, the rookie from Arizona, averaging 3 points, 2 rebounds in the playoffs. Minnesota will inbound to start the second. Ayo Dosunmu, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle out there alongside Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid. Edwards with the basketball, right side, picked up by Bryant. Attacking in the paint, sweeps it up left hand off the glass, too strong. Deep rebound, chased down by McDaniels in the right corner. Guarded there by Wembanyama, out of his hands to Reid. Right wing three is off the front of the iron. The rebound for Dylan Harper is his second. First possession for the Spurs in the second quarter, up by 9. Harper making his move to the right side, switched on to Randle, swings it across to Champagnie. Champagnie back to Harper, getting into the paint, lays it up left hand, 2 more. Dylan Harper, his second field goal, 4 points for him. Spurs once again by 11, 38-27. Randle up top, jab step, back into the paint, downhill, going up, lost it out of bounds, last touch by the Spurs. Minnesota will keep possession, 15 on the shot clock. Randle was only 1 of 4 in that first quarter for 3 points. Had an and 1, but that was it. Stefon Castle will check back into the game. He'll give Dylan Harper a breather. Harper, 4 points, 2 rebounds in his 8 minutes. That's a pat on the back there from Mitch Johnson. Dosunmu to inbound. Lobs it in here for Randle. Randle back out top. McDaniels finds Naz Reid to the left side. Reid gets a mean screen from Randle. Now switched on to Castle. Reid into the paint. Kick out to Randle. Left wing three on the way. He's off the front of the rim. And the rebound is scooped up by Fox. Long lead pass Wembanyama and a 2-hand slam and the foul. Now the bump foul called underneath on Anthony Edwards. And Victor Wembanyama going to the line for an and 1. That was just a beautiful touchdown pass thrown by De'Aaron Fox. And Wembanyama with the catch of the 2-hand slam just turned and in his basically motion of spinning to the basket, threw it down and got bumped and fouled by Edwards. Picks up his second. And Wembanyama now 6 points in the game at the line for the first time tonight. Free throw for Victor is good. Wembanyama shooting 85% in the playoffs, and the Spurs with their largest lead of 14, 41-27. As the Spurs shooting 64% of the ball game. Ayo Dosunmu will hand it off to Edwards, right side of the logo. Edwards makes his move, bumps off Champagnie, floats it up, no good. He was looking for the foul from Champagnie. There was none to be had. Spurs with the rebound coming in transition. Castle shuffles back to Bryant, back to Steph on the left side. Castle with Wemby rolling. Castle spots Wemby underneath, puts it up and in. Victor Wembanyama, 2 more and a timeout, Chris Finch. As Wembanyama has started this second quarter with a flurry. 5 points already in the quarter for Vic. And he's got 9 in the game, and it's 5 of the first 7 for the Spurs, who lead it by 16, 43-27 with 10:22 to go until halftime. We take it to the SWBC timeout. 10:22 remaining, 43-27 Spurs. Spurs Radio, Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Most of the jewelry sold in the U.S. is made in India or China. At America's Diamond, we design and create our jewelry right here in San Antonio, and the difference in quality is amazing. Most jewelers stock a couple of diamonds over 1 carat and a handful of diamond engagement rings. At America's Diamond, we stock more than 800 diamonds over 1 carat and 3,000 diamond engagement ring styles. Quality for quality, we guarantee that the everyday America's Diamond price is lower than any jewelry store's very best sale price, or we'll refund the difference plus 25%. America's Diamond is locally owned, and all 45 of us live here in San Antonio with our families. The America's Diamond Circle of Support charitable program has raised more than $1 million for San Antonio's schools, churches, and charities. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics, the San Antonio Spurs, and Mission Baseball. See our television program tonight and every night on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. Call 561-1000.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand, inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
10:22 to go until halftime. Spurs lead it by 16, their largest lead of the game, 43-27. Spurs have the first 7 points of the second quarter and on an 11-2 run over the last 3 minutes and 7 seconds. The Spurs by 16, which means now the Spurs have led by 15 or more points in 73% of their games in total this season. That includes regular season and playoffs. By the way, the Spurs are 7-0 this postseason when leading by 15 or more. And just going back to some of their regular season marks, the Spurs, when having a double-digit lead, they were 53-14 in the regular season. When they led by 20 or more, they were 31-1. And when they led by 30 or more, they were 11-0. They had 43 double-digit wins in the regular season, which tied with the Oklahoma City Thunder for the most in the NBA. Now a 16-point lead here as Chris Finch trying to settle his team down in this Minnesota crowd, which had quite a decent amount of fight and energy at the start of the game. A little shell-shocked here over the last 138 to start the second quarter with their team getting punched in the mouth and all of a sudden finding themselves down by 16. And again, the Spurs come out with a huddle with Fox, Wembanyama, Champagnie, Bryant, and Castle. Minnesota counters with McDaniels, Ayo Dosunmu, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, and Julius Randle. Randle with the basketball left side. Back out top to Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu looking, shot clock down to 10. Screen McDaniels, switched on to Wembanyama, gets along the baseline underneath, kicks it back out. Here's Reid with 4, with 3. Reid's got to hoist the desperation 3 way off the mark, and Carter Bryant saves the rebound from going out of bounds. Here come the Spurs up 16. Bryant with a bounce pass from Fox. Picks up the dribble, kicks it back out to the Aaron left wing. The Aaron crossing up McDaniels. Fox, and a foul away from the ball. And going to be called on Julius Randle. Second foul on Randle. Second Timberwolves with multiple fouls. Joining Anthony Edwards, who also has 2. Inbounded to Castle. Shot clock at 10. Castle going to work on Dosunmu. Castle gets down to the baseline. Kick out to Carter Bryant in the left corner. Bryant pulls up 15-footer. No good. Castle offensive rebound. Goes back up. Scores. Count the basket and the foul. An and 1 for Steph Castle, who is in takeover mode here in Game 6. Foul on Ayo Dosunmu will be his second. It is the third team foul on Minnesota. Spurs out rebounding the Timberwolves 16-6 already in this game. And Castle a chance at another and 1. And completes the three-point play again. What a line for Steph Castle. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 6 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 2 at the line. Nearly shooting the perfect game here tonight. And a steal nearly by Champagnie. He did! No, he did not. He did not save it from going out of bounds. Aaron Fox trying to argue that the ball was still in bounds. They're going to give it back to Minnesota after Champagnie deflected it away on the pass intended for Julius Randle. Rudy Gobert's coming back into the game. So too is Mike Conley. Jaden McDaniels will check out. So Conley will inbound. 46-27. Spurs by 19. And on a 10-0 run here to start the second quarter. 3 from Dosunmu off the front of the iron, and Carter Bryant with the rebound. Back the other way come the Spurs. Bryant to Castle. Castle, free throw line, going to work on Gobert. Picks up the dribble. Spots Wembanyama, reverse layup. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound to Julius Randle. Randall brings it ahead. Randall bouncing off of Castle, splits through the defense, goes off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped out by Wemby. Champagny quickly ahead, bounce pass Fox. Carter Bryant underneath, blocked at the rim, but a foul called on Ayo Dosunmu. That'll be his third. It'll send Carter Bryant to the free throw line. Minnesota is 0 of 8 to start this second quarter. 10 of 30 from the field in total, 33%, as the Spurs have missed just 11 field goals. The Spurs have barely missed more field goals than Minnesota has made total for this game. As Carter Bryant at the foul line, those free throws good. Bryant now 8 of 16. Actually, that's his first free throw make of the playoffs. He had started 0 of 2. Dylan Harper back into the game. Aaron Fox will have a seat. Devin Vassell back into the game. Julian Champagny will have a seat. Terrence Shannon Jr. is back into the game for Minnesota. Bryant makes 1 of 2 at the line, but Randall can't secure the rebound. Harper, right side, back into the paint. Kick out Wembanyama. Extra pass. Vassell for 3. Yes, sir. Devin Vassell hits the strings, and the Spurs by 23. 50-27. It's a 14-0 start to the quarter for the Spurs and a 17-2 run. Mike Conley. Minnesota has gone almost the first 4 minutes of the quarter without a point. Anthony Edwards takes it inside, high off the window, no good. Defended to the rim by Wembanyama. Vassell ahead to Castle. Lobs to Bryant, two-hand slam. Timeout, Chris Finch. The Spurs all over the Timberwolves. 25-point lead. Spurs on a 16-0 run to begin the second. 8:10 remaining until halftime. 52-27 as the Spurs all over the Wolves in game number 6. We take a SWBC timeout. Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals from Minnesota. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Don Toliver presents Octane Tour. Live in San Antonio. Performing at Frost Bank Center June 14th. With special guests Saw Baby, Sofago, and Chase B. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Don Toliver. The brand new album Octane is available everywhere now. For more, visit DonToliver.com.
It's playoffs time, San Antonio, when every moment matters and there's no room for hesitation.
And when it's time to make your next move, Hill Country Honda is ready to deliver.
Shop online or on the showroom floor and find the perfect new Honda built for performance, reliability, and value.
You'll also find a deep lineup of certified Hondas and quality used vehicles.
Plus, Hill Country Honda pays top dollar for every trade.
Too much to offer, not enough time. Don't wait for the buzzer.
Visit HillCountryHonda.com and get more on 1604 at Hill Country Honda.
Playoffs are here. The official gear is on sale now. You get game ready with exclusive Spurs playoff merch. It's available at both fan shop locations. The playoff pop-up downtown on Commerce Street and online. You go to spurs.com/playoffs for locations and the entire collection. A 16-0 run to begin the second quarter for the Spurs, who lead it by 25, 52-27. Odd time remaining in this game. Over 32 minutes of actual game time still remaining. But right now, Minnesota just has no answers. As in this second quarter alone, The Spurs are 6 of 8 from the field, while Minnesota has missed their first 9 shots from the field in the second quarter. Spurs as a team are shooting 64% of the game, 6 of 12 from downtown, while Minnesota is shooting just 32%. And if you watched my game day shoot-around short on Instagram, and if you don't, shame on you, one of the things I was looking out for tonight was a killer instinct. And the Spurs not allowing Minnesota any hope or any opportunity of sending this series to a Game 7. And once again, tonight, like they did in game number 5 against Portland, the Spurs have led wire to wire up until this point of the game. Lead it by 25 as Minnesota will inbound. 52-27, 8:10 to go until halftime. And the lineup out there for Chris Finch right now features Conley, Reed, Shannon Jr., Gobert, and Anthony Edwards. Conley lobs it over to the top. Rudy Gobert will give it back to Conley. Conley will pull up left wing 3, is off the front of the rim, and will go out of bounds, and it'll belong back to the Spurs. And the shooting woes for Minnesota continue. And we assumed at the start of this series that would be Minnesota's downfall, particularly the three-point shot, a team that averaged over 14 threes in the regular season, shot the three ball at 36%. As Castle lobs it up for Wemby, who's bumped and fouled by Shannon Jr. And in these playoffs, Minnesota is only averaging 10 made threes a game, so you're taking almost 12 points away automatically, and they're only shooting the three ball at 33% in the postseason. The Spurs defense on the other end has been simply phenomenal. They have held teams with Wembanyama going to the free throw line below 100 points 5 times in these playoffs, 16 times including the regular season, and are 16-0 holding teams below 100 as Victor makes the first free throw. 53-27. One more for Wembanyama. Victor has got 6 here in the quarter. 5 of the first 7 to start this second quarter onslaught. And Wembanyama makes both free throws to make it a 27-point lead. 54-27. Last points for Minnesota was the 22nd mark of the first quarter on a Naz Reid basket inside. The foul out top called on Devin Vassell will be his second. So Minnesota has gone almost 5 minutes in the game without a single point, going back to the end of the first quarter. Terrence Shannon Jr. a step inside, kick out, Conley, left wing Reed, sidesteps Castle, 3 on the way, is in and out. Gobert offensive rebound, powers back and blocked, rejected and sent away by Wembanyama. His first block, kick out Vassell, right wing 3, in and out. Harper going for the rebound, Wembanyama has it, gives it back to D. Hart down to the right block, spins, lays it up and in. Left hand pretty for Dillon, 6 for him, and the Spurs by 29. 20-0 run. Shannon gets an and one, and finally points for Minnesota. They snap a 20-0 run for the Spurs, and the first points for Minnesota in over 5 minutes. Foul on Victor Wembanyama is his first, and Terrence Shannon to the line. First points of the game for Terrence Shannon Jr. has been a revelation in these playoffs, and the amount of minutes he's been playing, averaging in double figures with 10. Completes the three-point play with the and one. And Minnesota finally hits the 30-point plateau. 5 minutes gone. Second quarter, Spurs by 26. Wembanyama's going to be called for an offensive foul. On a moving screen, trying to free up Stefon Castle, and Victor knocks Terrence Shannon Jr. down to the floor. And so Victor gets back-to-back fouls. And after playing a foul-free first quarter, Victor's got 2 here to start the second. 56-30, Spurs by 26. 6:57 to go until halftime. Terrence Shannon Jr. walks it up the floor at a very quiet target center. Shannon Jr. Euro steps in the paint, floats it up left hand, too strong. Rebound grab by Vassell. Quick outlet to Harper to the left side. Behind his back, pass Conley. Lobs it up, looking for Carter Bryant. Deflected away by Conley. Shannon Jr. in transition lays it up and in. Castle was going for the block. Shannon Jr. gets the bucket. Timeout, Mitch Johnson. Little run for Minnesota. got the last 6 in the game here, last 5, as they pull back to 24. 56-32, 6:35 to go until halftime. Take time out. Spurs Radio, Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Triumph. The Rock and Roll Machine Reloaded Tour. May 21st at Frost Bank Center. Triumph 50th Anniversary Live. Special guest April Wine. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Triumph Live.
Last 5 points for the Timberwolves after the Spurs scored the first 20 points of the second quarter. It's a 24-point lead for the Spurs, 56-32, and it is the third lead in this series already for the Spurs of 20 points or more. Spurs, who won game number 5 by 29, won game number 2 by 38 points, 133-95. Spurs basketball here out of the timeout. De'Aaron Fox will bring it up the floor. Picked up by Anthony Edwards at half court. Spot Stefon Castle, the logo, guarded by Shannon Jr. Castle between his legs. Luke Cornett to the game. Screen from him. Castle rushing off Shannon Jr. Elbow jumper is short. And the rebound, Naz Reid. Reid will bring it up the floor. Minnesota looking for a little bit of life here. Last 5 points in the game for them. Got down by as many as 29. Reid spinning into the body of Cornett, goes up and scores. Count the basket in the foul. So a 7-0 run for Minnesota. Luke Cornett picks up his first. And Reid will go to the free throw line for a chance at a 3-point play. Reid is the first Timberwolves in double figures. He's got 10. Anthony Edwards, meanwhile, is just 3 of 9 from the field. So Naz Reid to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's a 62% free throw shooter in these playoffs, 10 of 16, 73% overall in the regular season. And his free throw's up and good. An 8-0 run, 56-35, lead down to 21. 6 minutes remaining until halftime. Spurs do have a tendency to have these moments where they go cold and allow their opposition to get back into the ballgame. Fox, right side. Cornett setting the screen. Fox breaking free of Edwards, but a foul is called on Ant-Man, and that's 3. So Anthony Edwards already off to a tough shooting night, just picked up his third personal. Him and Ayo Dosunmu each with 3, and Minnesota over the limit as well. And we'll send De'Aaron Fox to the free throw line for a pair. Fox having a perfect night. He's 4 of 4 from the field as he sinks the free throw. He's now 1 of 1 at the stripe. He's 1 of 1 from behind the line. 4 assists and a rebound for De'Aaron, who's already the third Spur in double figs with 10. 17 a game high for Steph Castle and 11 points, 3 rebounds and a block for Victor Wembanyama, who's currently on the bench. Fox makes them both, gets the friendly roll. 58-35, snaps the 8-0 run by Minnesota. As Terrence Shannon Jr. walks it up the floor. 5:40 to go until halftime. Shannon Jr. makes his move, bumps off the cell, floats it up and in with the left hand. 7 points for Shannon Jr. As De'Aaron will walk it up the floor. Slips past Naz Reid, crossing him up behind the back in the paint, goes up, pulls up left shot with a left-handed shot is good. De'Aaron Fox now with 13. 5 of 5 from the field. 60-37. Shannon Jr. left-hand layup past Cornett for 2. He's looking for an and-1 that wasn't called. Chris Finch into the face of James Capers, and then Castle trying to go behind his back, and a rush turns it over. Steph Castle has had some issues with turnovers in these playoffs. That's his first turnover of the game. Has turned it over now 33 times in the postseason. Will come out. And Carter Bryant coming back into the game here. Bryant back out there here with Dylan Harper. De'Aaron Fox Devin Vassell, Luke Cornett, Shannon Jr. trying to go up, rejected out of bounds by Cornett down to the right block. Minnesota will keep possession, 14 on the shot clock. Now Bryant will come out, and Keldon Johnson will come back in. Just defensive purposes there for Carter Bryant on that end of the floor. Now Keldon is in here with the inbound. Conley lobs it to Anthony Edwards, left side. Edwards moves into the paint, floats it up with the right hand, left it short. Long rebound out to Shannon Jr. Conley in the right corner for three. That's good. Conley's second three. And Minnesota's got it back below 20, 60-42. 4:43 remaining until halftime. Fox makes his move past Edwards. Fox back into the paint. Fox jab step, runs into the double team, lobs it back out to Vassell. Devin, a screen from Cornett. Vassell holding off Conley. Right elbow jumper, tough shot, no good. Rebound taken by Reed, who's promptly fouled by Cornett. Cornett's second, and that's the 14th foul against the Spurs. It was 56-27, and since then, Minnesota has gone on a 15-4 run. 4:24 remaining until halftime. Cornett is out, Wembanyama's back, and Victor is a plus 20 in this game tonight. That is a game high. Julius Randle's a minus 24 on the other end for Minnesota. But the Timberwolves, on a 15-4 run, have trimmed a 29-point deficit to 18. Still a comfortable lead for the Spurs, but you don't want to allow Minnesota or this crowd to get back into the game. Shannon Jr. up with the left hand, blocked out of bounds by Devin Vassell. And he gets his first block of the game, and he gets his 9th block of these playoffs. And for the Spurs, that is their 4th block of the Ledger block meter in this game. Inbounded underneath, Rudy Gobert, free throw line jumper, off the back heel. Wembanyama brings down the rebound, his 4th. Way ahead to Fox, left side. Fox bumping off Conley. Gives it back to Victor. Victor 5 feet behind the line. Gobert sagging off. Victor pushing, bumping into Gobert. Kicks it back out Vassell. Up top, Dylan Harper. Jab step, straightaway three is up. Yes, sir! D-Harp hits the strings. 9 for Dylan Harper in 12 minutes. Spurs back ahead by 21, 63-42. Edwards in the paint, floats it up over Wemby for 2. Edwards' his first points in the second quarter. He's got 9. His 4th field goal of the game, 63-44. 3.5 to go until halftime. Harper to Wembanyama. Wembanyama foul by Gobert before the shot. Not going to matter. Timberwolves over the limit. Victor's going to get a pair of free throws. Shot was wide right anyway. And Victor Wembanyama back to the free throw line where he's 3 of 3 tonight. Wembanyama, Fox, and Castle have combined for 41 of the Spurs' 63 points in the game. Add Dylan Harper to that mix, they've combined for 50 of the Spurs' 63 points in the game. Free throw for Victor is up and good. Wembanyama now with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. Jaden McDaniels back into the game for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards having a long discussion over on the near side here and very upset with Josh Tibbett. One more free throw coming here for Wembanyama. Second free throw for Victor is good as well. 5 of 5 from the line tonight. The Spurs as a team are 12 of 13. And back ahead by 21 again, 65-44. Double team to Edwards out of his hands. McDaniels, right side Conley. Step in the paint, kick out to Reed. Open left wing three, good. That is the best Minnesota action out of the double team of Anthony Edwards we've seen all series. Naz Reid has got 16, 65-47. Castle backing it in on Conley. Goes up off the glass for 2. The strength of Castle bullies Conley down, and Castle's got 19. 67-47, Spurs by 20. And Edwards with the ball out top, double shading off to the left side. Conley back into the hands of Edwards. Edwards, a step past Vassell. Over Wembanyama, lays it up and in for 2. And into the Edwards now with double figs to the 11. And lost out of bounds off the hands of Mike Conley. And now James Capers wants Josh Tibbin to come over to confirm. And Josh Tibbin says, you're right. It's Spurs ball after Conley knocks it out of bounds. So Castle will keep the inbound here. 2:37 to go until halftime. Fox coming back over to the scores table. Will come back in for Dylan Harper. Leaves with 9 points. Castle will trigger the inbound. 2:37 to go. Spurs by 18. Inbounded to Fox, 67-49. Fox in the logo, picked up by McDaniels. Spots Wembanyama, left elbow, bumped to the ground by Rudy Gobert, and Rudy can't believe it. That's his second foul. Balled across the floor by Josh Tippin. Will put Victor Wembanyama back on the free throw line. Had a mix of touch fouls and then some more harder fouls that have not been called in this game. Certainly argue the consistency hasn't fully been there. As Victor Wembanyama's back at the free throw line. First one is up and off the front of the iron. First miss for Victor at the line tonight. Second miss at the line for the Spurs. Gobert is out with the 2. Julius Randle's back in the game. Randle, just 3 points in 12 minutes. They're going to need something from him if Minnesota's going to have any chance in this game. One more free throw for Wemby. Loudest the crowd's been in the Target Center in a while. And Victor unable to silence him. He misses both. Second one rolls off the side of the rim. 67-49. Anthony Edwards a step past Castle in the paint. Into the body of Wembanyama. Lays it up for 2 more. Edwards getting warmed up here. He's got 13. 67-51. 16-point game. Castle out top, guarded by Jaden McDaniels. Wembanyama setting the screen for Vassell. Vassell had it poked away. Back into the hands of Jaden McDaniels. Coming coast to coast, spotting Edwards right corner. Steps past Fox, right wing 3. Good. Anthony Edwards with a 3 and a timeout Minnesota. Or timeout Mitch Johnson. Minnesota is back in the game. Minute 57 to go until halftime. It was 56-27. And since then, Minnesota has gone on a 27-11 run and have turned a 29-point deficit into a 13-point game with a minute 57 remaining, as we'll keep things right here before halftime. As the Spurs, you saw their near 30-point lead start to dwindle here. And Mitch Johnson talked about both teams would make runs over the course of this game. The Spurs had their 20-0 run to start the quarter, but again, since then, it's 27-11 in favor of the Timberwolves. And for that point alone, it's only a 4-point win in the quarter right now for San Antonio. Led it by 9 at the end of one, and right now they only lead it by 13, despite leading it again by as many as 29 to start things in the second quarter in the first 5 minutes of the quarter. So we'll see how the Spurs respond here, trying to close this first half strong. The Minnesota crowd's back in the game. It wasn't more than 5 minutes ago that they were booing their hometown team off the floor. I mean, Minnesota has made this 16-point run over the last 5 minutes, and it's 10-2 over the last 74 seconds in itself. It's just amazing with the pace of the game, and these are the two fastest teams in terms of pace of the postseason, how the game can just flip on a dime in a hurry. So the Spurs will walk the dog up the floor before Castle picks it up. Hands to Fox at midcourt. De'Aaron, screen from Wemby. Victor rolling. Fox in the paint, pulls up left-hand jumper off the back heel. Julius Randle grabs the rebound. Anthony Edwards will bring it up on the right side. Edwards now has got 9 in the quarter. Pulls up right wing 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped out to Conley. Naz Reid whips it right corner. McDaniels for 3. That's off the heel. And the rebound tipped into the hands of Vassell with Victor running to Champagnie. Left wing 3 is up. No good. Julian Champagnie able to connect. Here's Anthony Edwards in transition into the body of Fox, knocks it away. Edwards has it back. Edwards, baseline 15-footer, no good. Champagnie the rebound, and he's fouled from behind. And it'll put Julian to the line as Jaden McDaniels picks up his second. It'll send Julian Champagnie to the free throw line. Champagnie tonight is 0-4 from downtown. Here's an opportunity for him to see the ball go through the hole. hopefully get his confidence going. As you often hear Sean Elliott say, when it comes to shooters, sometimes they just need to see the ball drop in once, and it kind of changes their outlook of the game. Champagnie is 8 of 10 at the free throw line in these playoffs, 80%. 27-11 run for Minnesota over the last 5 minutes plus. Champagnie makes the free throw. First point of the game for Julian. Dylan Harper's back in the game. Aaron Fox will have a seat. Aaron Shannon Jr. is back into the game for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards still in a long discussion. He's had a lot of words to Josh Tippett here at the end of the half. Champagnie makes a pair. Spurs by 15, 69-54, 75 seconds to go until halftime. Anthony Edwards will bring it up on the left side, fending off the cell. Edwards to the left corner. McDaniels a corner three. That's no good. These are these open threes Minnesota's got to hit if they're going to come back. And then another foul. And this one is going to be a foul called on Dylan Harper. Trying to box out Terrence Shannon Jr. Harper will pick up his first. Going to put Shannon Jr. at the free throw line. 9 points in the first half for Shannon Jr. Minnesota's bench is right now outscoring the Spurs bench 35-18 in this first half. 31-18, beg your pardon. Shannon Jr. makes the free throw. Spurs have got 5 blocks of the Ledger block meter in the second quarter alone. 6 in the game total. More free throw for Shannon Jr. He's the third Timberwolves in double figures. He's got 10. Second free throw's good. Minnesota just 6 of 17 from behind the line. Spurs 7 of 15. Shannon Jr. makes a pair. It's a 13-point game again, 69-56. Coming up on a minute remaining in the first half. Castle guarded by Shannon. Right side Vassell. Back to Step. Attacking in the paint. Euro step. Kick out Vassell. To Champagnie to Wemby on the baseline. Victor going up. Knocked away by McDaniels off the hip of Wembanyama, out of bounds. A turnover against the Spurs, Minnesota basketball. Anthony Edwards back into the front court. We're under a minute to go, 45 seconds remaining. The double to him, left side of McDaniels, lobbed over the top, Randall. Randall, the free throw line, gets inside, blocked. Wembanyama rejecting him off the glass. Bounce pass, Champagnie underneath, lays it up, no good, but a foul. McDaniels, the push, will send Champagnie back to the free throw line. Third foul on Jaden McDaniels. Wasn't a ton of contact there. I wonder if Chris Finch might challenge that. He's going to let it go, try to save his challenge in the second half. 32.1 seconds remaining. Champagnie at the line as the Spurs preserve a 2-for-1. Champagnie makes the free throw. All 3 of his points in the half coming at the foul line. Conley's back into the game for McDaniels, and once again is in early first half foul trouble. 3 fouls in the first half for the third time in this series for Jaden McDaniels. Champagnie second free throw, that's good. And Champagnie 4-4 at the line. Spurs by 15, 71-56. 32.1 seconds remaining. Anthony Edwards brings it up the floor. Edwards step back, left wing three, it's good. Over Dylan Harper, and Edwards now has got 19 in the first half, 12 in this second quarter. 71 points for the Spurs. It is first half series high. 18 seconds on the shot clock, 19-21 on the game clock. Not a 3-second difference. Castle, screen from Wembanyama. Guarded by Conley, shot clock down to 7. Castle. Kick out, Vassell left wing into the corner. Champagnie launching the three. Yes, sir! Julian Champagnie. Like I said, you see the ball go through. It usually means good things. 3 seconds remaining. Edwards at midcourt. Did he double dribble? No, they're going to call a foul on the arm on Stefon Castle. That'll be Steph's second. They'll put Anthony Edwards at the line before the end of the half. So Castle called for the foul, the reach off the arm of Edwards. I thought he double dribbled with the basketball right at midcourt. Josh Tippett immediately came out, called a foul. 1.5 seconds remaining in this first half. Luke Cornett was going to come into the game, but Josh Tippett is pointing him back out. And I wonder if they're going to maybe add a little bit more time. Let's see. Okay, so there was a blue light special. A 3-point field goal for Anthony Edwards earlier in the quarter has been overturned to a 2. As Edwards at the line makes the first free throw. Edwards' second trip to the foul line tonight. 19 now for Edwards after he had that 3 overturned to a 2. As Cornette and Keldon Johnson are back in. And one more free throw for Edwards. Again, the Spurs, who are up by 9 to the half. As Edwards goes 1 of 2. Reba, the offensive rebound, he scores as he beats the buzzer. 1/10 of a second remaining. Turns into a 3-point play, and that's how the first half ends. So the Spurs got up by 29 with the first 20 points of this second quarter. But after that, it was Minnesota's turn. They ended up scoring 34 points and outscored the Spurs 34-18 to end the half. And it's a 13-point game at the end of the first half of basketball. Stefon Castle, 19 points, 13 for De'Aaron Fox, 13 for Victor Wembanyama, 9 off the bench for Dylan Harper, 19 for Anthony Edwards, and 18 for Naz Reid, as the Spurs in Game 6 lead it 74-61. 24 minutes down, 24 to play. This is Spurs Radio.
Cheering the Spurs. You're listening to San Antonio Spurs basketball.
It's playoff basketball. You got to do a little bit of everything.
The intensity levels are at an all-time high. These are the NBA playoffs. Every team looking to make a run.
This is incredible.
Every player looking to make history.
Give me all you got. Let's go.
So tune in, because this is going to be unbelievable.
This is exactly what we want.
The NBA playoffs presented by Google continue on ABC, ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
Dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but catching them from the hardwood is a whole different experience. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the San Antonio Spurs and the NBA. From seeing your favorite Spurs stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood, nothing compares to catching the game in person. Even if you're headed to the arena last minute, you can still score tickets at Ticketmaster. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs. See you courtside, San Antonio.
Johnson baiting, lobbing it up. Wembanyama left hand tips it over his head and in.
2 of Victor Wembanyama's 13 points in the first half as the San Antonio Spurs lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 74-61 at the halftime break of Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening. We're happy you tuned into the halftime show here on the Spurs Radio Network. Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Spurs Radio Network.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Once again, the Spurs lead the Timberwolves 74-61 at the half. A 13-point advantage for the Spurs. Let's get you some more stats and information, starting off with individual numbers for the San Antonio Spurs. They're led in scoring by Stefon Castle, who's tied for a game high with 19 points in 18 minutes. Castle does it on 7 of 9 shooting from the field, 3 of 3 shooting from behind the three-point line, and he has made both of his free throws. A near perfect half from the field and shooting for Stefon Castle. He also grabbed 6 rebounds, had 4 assists as well for the Spurs to go along with his 19 points. 13 points for De'Aaron Fox in 16 minutes. Fox only misses 1 shot as he gets his 13 points on 5 of 6 shooting from the field, knocked down his three-point shot, and made both of his free throws. 2 rebounds and 4 assists, plus a block for Swipa as he has 13 points at the half for the Spurs. 13 points for Victor Wembanyama, as I mentioned. In 19 minutes, Wemby does it on 4 of 7 shooting from the field and 5 of 7 shooting from the free throw line. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for Wemby. That'll do it for double-figure scores for the Spurs, rounding out the starting lineup, scoring 7 points from Julian Champagnie in 16 minutes. He knocked down a 3 and made 4 free throws to get to those 7 points. Also has 3 rebounds, assists, 2 steals for Julian Champagnie. And 6 points for Devin Vassell in 15 minutes. 2 of 5 shooting from the field, 2 of 4 from behind the three-point line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block for Devin Vassell. Off the bench for the Spurs, Dylan Harper, spectacular as usual. 9 points in 14 minutes on 4 of 5 shooting. Knocked down a three-pointer on 2 attempts and grabbed 2 rebounds as well as a block for Dylan Harper. Luke Cornett had 4 points in his 5 minutes for the Spurs in reserve time as he made his only field goal attempt, made both free throws, grabbed 3 rebounds, and blocked 2 shots. A very efficient 5 minutes for Luke Cornett to give Victor Wembanyama his rest in the first half. And Carter Bryant has 3 points in 7 minutes for the Spurs on 1 of 2 shooting from the field, both from the field and the free throw line, 1 of 2 shooting. 4 rebounds as well for Carter Bryant in his 7 minutes. Totals up to 74 points for the Spurs. As the team, the Spurs shoot 60% in that first half, 25 of 42 from the field, 8 of 16 from behind the three-point line, and they got to the free throw line 19 times and made 16 of their 19 free throws for 84%. On the other side for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're led in scoring by Anthony Edwards, who also has 19 points to tie a game high with Stefon Castle. In 21 points, Edwards has his 19 points on 8 of 18 shooting from the field, 1 of 3 shooting from behind the three-point line, and has gone 2 of 3 from the charity stripe for Edwards in that first half. Also scoring in double figures for the Timberwolves, 18 points in 18 minutes for Naz Reid on 7 of 11 shooting from the field and 3 of 6 from behind the three-point line. And Terrence Shannon Jr., who was questionable coming into this game, has 11 points off of the bench in 12 minutes on 4 of 9 shooting from the field, and he's made all 3 of his free throws. Minnesota has 61 points on 40% shooting, 23 of 58 as a team from the field, 6 of 17 from three-point distance, 35%, and 9 of 11 from the free throw line for 82%. Some other team numbers to point out here as we wrap up the stats in the first half. 32 points in the paint for the Spurs to 30 points for Minnesota. It's been a physical battle inside. Second chance opportunities also point to Spurs, 14-10. 4-point edge for San Antonio. Fast break scoring. Spurs have gotten out and run and scored 10 points in transition. Minnesota with only 5. The Spurs' largest lead was 29 points. Minnesota has not led in this ball game. Spurs have turned it over 8 times, which has become 16 points for Minnesota, and 3 Timberwolves turnovers have become 7 points. Bench scoring also in favor of Minnesota. 35 bench points for the Timberwolves, only 16 points for the Spurs reserves. Once again, the score at the half in Minneapolis, Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. Spurs trying to close it out, currently lead it 74-61. That 29-point lead down to 13, but the Spurs still keeping Minnesota at arm's length. When we come back, we'll give you a score update on the game that happened before San Antonio in Cleveland between Detroit and the Cavaliers, and check out the NBA playoff bracket. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
In the playoffs, every move matters. That's why the San Antonio Spurs trust UT Health San Antonio, their official sports medicine partner, to keep them in the game. It's the same level of care available to you. From sports injuries to joint replacement, our nationally recognized physicians combine experience with research-driven care to help you get back to what matters most. Get the care trusted by the Spurs. Find a UT Health San Antonio physician at everythingittakes.org.
Con Spectrum TV no me pierdo ni un partido, porque tengo todas mis aplicaciones favoritas juntas. ¡Golazo! Más TV en vivo y todos los canales de deportes. ¡Se va! ¡Se fue! Todo en un mismo lugar sin pagar extra. ¡Canasta! Un plan, un precio, un lugar y todos tus deportes. Visita spectrum.com/toda tu TV para más información.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
At BritBox, character is everything. Stream the iconic characters defining British TV on BritBox, including Ludwig.
I think I might just have solved a murder.
Vera.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Bonjour.
And more beloved favourites.
I'm a policeman. I'm a professional. I'm a Time Lord.
I'm the Duchess of York. Once you know them, you never quite forget them.
I ain't being vain. I just am special.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial today at BritBox.com.
Most of the jewelry sold in the U.S. is made in India or China. At America's Diamond, we design and create our jewelry right here in San Antonio, and the difference in quality is amazing. Most jewelers stock a couple of diamonds over 1 carat and a handful of diamond engagement rings. At America's Diamond, we stock more than 800 diamonds over 1 carat and 3,000 diamond engagement ring styles. Quality for quality, we guarantee that the everyday America's Diamond price is lower than any jewelry store's very best sale price, or we'll refund the difference plus 25%. America's Diamond is locally owned, and all 45 of us live here in San Antonio with our families. The America's Diamond Circle of Support charitable program has raised more than $1 million for San Antonio's schools, churches, and charities. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics, the San Antonio Spurs, and Mission Baseball. See our television program tonight and every night on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. Call 561-1000.
Castle offensive rebound, goes back up, scores, count the basket and the foul. An and one for Steph Castle, who is in takeover mode here in Game 6.
Steph Castle ties a game-high 19 points to help the Spurs to a currently 74-61 lead at the half. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening. Before the Spurs game, the Pistons forced a Game 7 by winning in Cleveland. First time Cleveland has lost on their home court this postseason. Final score, 115-94. Winner of that series will take on the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And on the other side of the bracket, the Spurs trying to punch their ticket to the Western Conference Finals with the Oklahoma City Thunder are waiting for the winner of this series. Once again, the score at the half, the Spurs lead the Timberwolves 74-61. When we come back, Dan Weiss will have your call of the second half action from Minneapolis. This is Spurs Radio.
Have you thought about how your family would be protected if the unexpected happened? Life insurance can help provide financial security for the people who matter most, help cover expenses, protect loved ones, and bring peace of mind. At AHIA, our agents can help you find the life insurance coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Don't wait. Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA, or visit ahiabenefits.com to learn more today.
Celebrate with full arena t-shirt giveaway on Spurs Fan Appreciation Night presented by Legend. Sunday, April 12th at 7:30 p.m. versus the Nuggets. Come early for the pregame party at 5:30 p.m. Then catch the incredible matchup and bring home a W with a full arena t-shirt giveaway. Score your tickets now at spurs.com/promotions. Season presented by HEB.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
It's playoffs time, San Antonio, when every moment matters and there's no room for hesitation.
And when it's time to make your next move, Hill Country Honda is ready to deliver.
Shop online or on the showroom floor and find the perfect new Honda built for performance, reliability, and value.
You'll also find a deep lineup of certified Hondas and quality used vehicles.
Plus, Hill Country Honda pays top dollar for every trade.
Too much to offer, not enough time. Don't wait for the buzzer.
Visit HillCountryHonda.com and get more on 1604 at Hill Country Honda.
Cheering the Spurs. You're listening to San Antonio Spurs basketball.
Halftime coming to a close in Minneapolis, where the Spurs lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 74-61. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening, and we're now rejoined by Spurs radio voice Dan Weiss. And Dan, like I kind of predicted in that first break, it seems like the free throws did play a big part. Spurs go 16 of 19 from the charity stripe to help out to this 13-point lead.
It certainly did, Carl. Obviously, the aggressiveness of the guards was outstanding in the first half. Steph Castle's play was outstanding as well. Just an update for you. We saw De'Aaron Fox kind of come up a little bit lame after blocking a shot there at the end of the first half on Anthony Edwards. He looked like he might have re-aggravated that right ankle that's been bothering him in the playoffs, but he did come out to start warm-ups here in the second half, and so it looks like he's going to give it a go in the second half.
That's great news. And, on the other side, you sort of mentioned it, just a great start for Steph Castle. 3 for 3 from deep, 19 points, ties a game high, and obviously he's been playing some tough defense as well.
He has. He's been having to deal with Anthony Edwards, who is not going to go down without a fight. He's taken 18 shots to get to 19 points. I have a feeling he might take at least 18 more here in the second half, as we are ready to go. Second half here inside Target Center. Game number 6 of the Western Conference semifinals, as the Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves with 24 minutes potentially to send the Spurs to the Western Conference Finals. Alongside our on-site engineer Grant Wangster, statistician Josh Fisher, Dan Weiss, thanks for joining us as Edwards misses the 3. Start the second half. De'Aaron Fox is back on the floor here to start the second half. He hands it to Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama picking up the dribble. He'll pull up for 3. Off the front of the iron to the rebound, Ayo Dosunmu. Dosunmu only had 2 points in the first half after having his best game of the series. 16 points in Game 5. Circles back into the paint, hands to Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels floats it up with the left hand, off the back iron. No, an offensive rebound, but a push off on Rudy Gobert. That'll be his third foul, and he joins 4 of the 5 starters now for Minnesota with 3 fouls. Edwards has got 3. Dosunmu has got 3. McDaniels has 3, and now Rudy Gobert has 3. Spurs basketball up 13, 74-61. 11-12 to go here in the third quarter. Remember, it was a 14-2 run in Game 5 that got Minnesota back in the game. Fox drains the triple in the right corner, and De'Aaron knocks down his second 3 of the night. He's got 16. 77-61, Spurs by 16. Julius Randle will hand it off here to Anthony Edwards. Left side, turn to the corner to Jaden McDaniels on the baseline. Sneaking it across to Sumo. Out top, here's Randle. Randle sneaks underneath. Champagny kick out to McDaniels. Shot clock at 4. McDaniels in the paint. Floats it up. Left hand is good. Jaden McDaniels had to travel a length to get around Victor Wembanyama. Put it up and in. His first field goal tonight. He's got 4. 77-63. Castle sweeps through. He's fouled as he puts it up. No, but Steph will get 2 free throws. And a foul on Jaden McDaniels is his 4th. So he is the first player to have 4 fouls in the game tonight. And we'll see how long the leash is for Chris Finch. But again, 4 of the 5 starters for Minnesota have 3 or more fouls in the game. And Fox is limping. He is limping his way back to Mitch Johnson in the huddle. That ankle certainly seems to be bothering him. Fox, or rather Castle, makes the first free throw. Steph tonight, 7 of 9 from the field. 3 of 3 at the line, 3 of 3 from downtown. He's got 20 points, and McDaniels will come out and sit. He used for the 4 fouls. Terrence Shannon Jr. had 11 points in the first half. Will check back in. One more free throw for Steph. Second one is up and good. 79-63. So, Spurs on a 5-2 run to start the second half. Back up by 16. Leading by as many as 29 in the first half. Shannon Jr. a burst to the lane. Underneath, Rudy Gobert sidesteps everyone, and he's blocked instead anyway by Victor Wembanyama. Back the other way, Castle. Hands to Champagny. Elevates left wing 3 off the front of the iron. Randall with a rebound will take it the other direction. Julius Randle holding it up high. Hands to Anthony Edwards. Edwards puts it up. No good. Wembanyama brings down the rebound, his fifth. Hands it off to Castle. Fox quickly ahead to Victor. Victor into the paint over Gobert for 2. And a timeout, Chris Finch. As the Spurs have started the second half on a 7-2 run and have pushed the lead back to 18. 81-63. 9:49 remaining here in the third quarter as we take you to the SWBC timeout. Spurs Radio, Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top-shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
¿Fuertes dolores de estómago? ¿Dificultad para respirar? ¿Dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana, y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
9:49 to go, third quarter. Spurs have started on a 7-2 run to open the second half. Push to the 13-point lead, back up to 18, 81-63. This after the Spurs scored their most points in an opening half in a playoff game since 1983. When they had 82 in the first half in the Western Conference semifinals in Game 1 against the Denver Nuggets. Let's check in with Carl Schoening at the Spurs Radio Net Center out at the Frost Plaza at the Rocket La Cantera.
Dan, one of the things we've been talking about as a key to success for the Spurs is three-point shooting, and the shooters have gotten it going for San Antonio. As a team, they're 9 of 19, but the combination of Vassell, Fox, Castle, and Harper are 8 of 11. So, obviously, highly effective shooting from them, and if Victor Wembanyama starts working it inside, that'll open up more looks for them on the perimeter.
Yeah, the three-headed guard attack has been great tonight. Victor Wembanyama, 3 blocks of the Ledger block meter. Spurs have 8 blocks as a team on the Ledger block meter, 10 stocks in total when you count the 2 steals to their 8 blocks. Still shooting 58% in this game. Meanwhile, Anthony Edwards at the other end, he's missed his first 2 shots of the second half. 38% shooting overall for Minnesota, who has been outscored by 9 from the three-point line by the Spurs. The Timberwolves are just 6 of 18 from behind the line so far here tonight. And again, for Minnesota, the three-point line figuring to be their undoing at the start of this series, and likely will be their undoing the way they're shooting it right now. Minnesota ball out of the timeout. Ayo Dosunmu, quiet night for him. Switched on to Devin Vassell. Crossing up Vassell, Dosunmu into the paint. Dosunmu kick out, back up top. Shannon Jr. for three. In and out. Now 6 of 19 from downtown. Castle with a rebound, back into the front court between his legs. Spins on Shannon Jr. Puts it up. No good, but a foul. And Terrence Shannon Jr. will send Steph Castle to the line. Third foul on Terrence Shannon Jr. He is the fifth Timberwolf with 3 or more fouls in the game. Jaden McDaniels sitting on the bench with 4. Rudy Gobert out of the timeout sitting on the bench with 3. Rudy Gobert has not scored tonight, only has 3 rebounds in the game in 18 minutes. Castle, first free throws, in and out. What's amazing about Rudy Gobert is that everybody credited him for basically being the impetus to Nikola Jokic's struggles in the opening round series against Denver. Gobert was credited for some of the best defensive play we've seen in the series. In this series, he's been played off the floor by Victor Wembanyama. Second free throw by Castle's up and good. And the Spurs now, an 8-2 run to start the second half, lead it by 19 once again, 82-63. Anthony Edwards walking it up the floor, right side, will play it over to Ayo Dosunmu. Dosunmu attacking Champagnie, switching and scoops it up with the right hand and in. Nice take by Ayo Dosunmu. Only his second field goal. Champagnie at the other end lays it up and in. Split through the defense as the lane parted. And Julian Champagnie's got his second field goal. And now 9 points in the game. Left side, here's Naz Reid attacking. Baseline kick out. Dosunmu whips it to the left side. Randall saves it before it goes out of bounds. Between his legs, kick out Dosunmu. Extra pass. Shannon Jr. underneath Victor. And tomahawk slams it with the left hand. Aaron Shannon Jr. now with 13, 84-67. 8:42 to go. Wembanyama hands right through the hands of Castle, but kicked out of bounds by Naz Reid. That had turnover written all over it going against the Spurs, and they get a fortunate bounce as Naz Reid kicks it out of bounds. Castle inbound underneath the basket, 15 on the shot clock. Looking to lob it for Victor, now kicks it out to Champagnie. Right side, Vassell will give it back to Jules. Left wing, here's De'Aaron. Fox up top. Screen, Wembanyama. Switched on to Randall. 6 on the shot clock. Fox into the paint. Floats it up from the foul line. Good! De'Aaron Fox, 7 of 8 from the field. 18 points. 86-67. That was Kentucky on Kentucky crime. Anthony Edwards of the basketball. Double team comes his way to Naz Reid. Reid brushing off Castle. Reid finds Dosunmu. Extra pass. Randall, right wing 3. Off the front of the iron. Rebound Vassell. Randall tonight 1 of 8 from the field. Spurs of the ball up 19. Castle, left side against Edwards. Bounce pass. Vassell, left elbow jumper. No good. Rolls off the rim, taken by Shannon Jr. Shannon Jr. attacking. Kick out corner. Naz Reid for 3. That's too strong. Champagnie the rebound. Minnesota from behind the three-point line tonight is 6 of 22. Castle with a basketball. Screen Champagnie. Castle had it knocked away by Dosunmu. A kick ball. The shot clock will reset to 14. Dylan Harper's back into the game for De'Aaron Fox, who leaves with 18 points and 6 assists in this closeout game. He is 7 of 8 from the field. Castle, ready for the screen from Wembanyama, gets it. Spot Champagnie. Champagnie up top. They've got the switch with Wembanyama on Dosunmu. Victor goes off the glass. Too strong. Harper offensive rebound. Vassell to Victor. Left wing. Back out to Dylan Harper. 7 on the shot clock. Harper spots Victor inside. Puts it up, then goes up, and he's fouled from behind by Julius Randle. That'll be Randle's third. And they'll send Victor Wembanyama back to the line. Couldn't tell whether that was a lob from Harper all the way out top or just simply trying to size up Wembanyama going to the bucket. Well, that was a lob. Victor just had his back to the bucket. It was a great catch, and tell you what, he still brought it down and was able to reposition himself. He doesn't have much to go as far as lengthwise to get an opportunity at the rim where he's fouled. Wembanyama tonight, 5 of 7 to the line. He missed his last 2 free throws. He makes this one. And the lead is back to 20. 87-67, 7:07 to go third quarter. Carter Bryant's back into the game for Julian Champagny. Jaden McDaniels playing with 4 fouls back in the game for Minnesota. One more free throw coming for Victor Wembanyama. Second free throw is good. And Victor tonight, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks. Spurs by 21, 88-67. 5 minutes gone, third quarter. Anthony Edwards bounce pass to Ayo Dosunmu. Over to Jaden McDaniels. Victor sagging way off. McDaniels pulls up for 3. Got it. Jaden McDaniels hits his first 3 of the night. He's struggled with a deep ball all playoffs. It's only his 9th made 3. Vassell, left wing 3. Yes, sir. Devin Vassell. And he keeps cooking. His third 3 of the night. The lead 21 again, 91-70. Shannon Jr. going up, scores, and count the foul and the basket against Victor Wembanyama. Third foul on Victor, and Terrence Shannon Jr. now 15 points on the night with another and one coming his way, as Wembanyama will check out after 5.5 minutes here in the third quarter with 3 fouls. Victor is the first Spur with 3 fouls in the game, as Terrence Shannon Jr. will go to the line. Mike Conley back into the game for Ayo Dosunmu, who's got 8 assists tonight with only 4 points. Dosunmu had 5 assists in that second quarter for Minnesota. 8 assists for Dosunmu is a game high. Second free throw, or the 3-point play rather, for Terrence Shannon Jr. 3 throws up and good. 91-73. 6:35 to go, third quarter. Castle spots Carter Bryant, right side, back to Steph. Straight away 3 up top. Got it! Steph Castle, 4 of 4 from downtown. The Spurs 11 of 21. It's been the effective and efficient 3-point shooting tonight. McDaniels floats it up, floats it in, count the basket, and another foul. This one's going on Devin Vassell for a push-off, and that'll be Devin's third. Jaden McDaniels a chance at a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. It's the second team foul against the Spurs here in the quarter. So McDaniels now up to 9 points tonight. But besides Anthony Edwards, no starter has been in double figures in this game. McDaniels a chance to be the second, and he does. He's now got 10. Meanwhile, they got 40 off the bench between Shannon, Reed, and Conley. 94-76, 18-point game. Castle, guarded by Reed. Castle makes his move here now. Castle against Reed, lost the ball. Turnover. Anthony Edwards will take it the other way. Edwards attacking into the body of Castle. Reverse layup. He was blocked to the rim. He thought he was fouled. Here come the Spurs. Dylan Harper to Carter Bryant, right wing. Bryant had it poked away from behind, out of bounds. Last touched by Minnesota. The block to Luke Cornett is his third block of the game. Cornett and Wembanyama each tied for the game high, 3 blocks apiece, and that's 9 blocks for the Spurs, who had 5 blocks in the second quarter. Castle inbounding out top to Luke. Guarded by Reed, handing off to Castle. Left wing, 3-pointer on the way. Yes, sir! Stefon Castle, 5 of 5 from downtown. Steph's got 28, 97-76. Edwards throws it away. Turnover, Minnesota. And Steph Castle, who had a first quarter to remember to get this game started with 14 in the first quarter. In this second quarter, or in this third quarter, he's got 9 already. 97-76. Castle makes his move, backing it in, hands to Cornett. Back to Steph, right side. Steph, another 3 on the way. No good. Finally missed one from downtown. A loose ball foul called. It'll be on Dylan Harper. It'll be Harper's second. It's the third team foul on the Spurs. Aaron Fox making his way back to the scorer's table. Come in for Steph Castle. Leaves 9 points in the quarter. 9 of 12. 28 points. It's a new playoff high for Steph. 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Spurs lead it by 21 once again. 97-76, 5:19 remaining here in quarter number 3. Conley right side. attacking in the paint. Bounce pass to Naz Reid, left corner. Reid had it knocked away by Fox. Off Reid's knee, out of bounds. A turnover created by De'Aaron. And the Spurs will take possession. For Minnesota, the turnovers piling up at an inopportune time. 5 of them now in the game. Carter Bryant, right corner 3. No good. Cornette, the rebound. Putback wouldn't stay down. Here comes Terrence Shannon Jr. in transition. Shannon Jr. Euro steps, lays it up. Too strong. Falls off the rim. Shannon Jr. falls into the cameraman. It's odd man numbers here for the Spurs. Fox to Cornette. Inside. Turns. Lays it up and in. Luke Cornette. His second field goal. 6 points. Spurs back by 23. 99-76. Jaden McDaniels trying to slam it down, and he smokes the dunk. And Dylan Harper with a rebound will go the other way with it. Hands to Fox. Fox walks into an open right wing 3. Yes, sir! De'Aaron Fox hits the strings, and it's a 26-point lead again, just like that. 21 for Fox. 3 of 3 from downtown. Him and Steph Castle combined 8 of 9 from behind the line. McDaniels another miss inside. Spurs with the rebound up by 26. Fox to Vassell. Vassell attacking in the paint. Lays it up, lays it in. Timeout, Chris Finch. And once again, the route is on for the Spurs as the Bluebirds start to come out in Minnesota. Dylan Harper got cleaned out on that three-pointer by De'Aaron Fox. Helped up off the floor and helped back to the Spurs bench, who once again are taking it to Minnesota. They've scored 30 already in this third quarter and outscoring Minnesota 30-15 here in the third. 104-76, 3:59 to go here in quarter number 3. This is Spurs Radio.
He wants to shoot from way downtown. I don't know about this one. Does reaching your financial goals feel like a long shot? With Self, it doesn't have to. Get the tools you need today to help build the credit you deserve. He shoots. He scores. Spur your credit forward with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
Experience award-winning service at San Antonio's #1 Ford truck retailer, Bluebonnet Ford. Now a 25-time award recipient of Ford Motor Company's President's Award for Sales and Service Excellence. Or visit Texas #1 Ram truck dealer, Bluebonnet Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Now in an all-new state-of-the-art facility on I-35 in New Braunfels. Experience award-winning sales and service excellence at the Bluebonnet dealerships in New Braunfels.
At Bluebonnet, price is the difference.
Lionel Richie. And Earth, Wind, and Fire. The tour continues. San Antonio, you're invited to sing a song all night long. Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Together in one magical night you don't want to miss. Frost Bank Center, July 28th. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
And the crowd goes wild for the home team.
Could your credit score use a home court advantage? Self has tools that can give you an edge on your credit building journey. Make your credit feel right at home with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
When the Spurs win, you win with the official playoff win giveaway. Thanks to our good friends at Taco Palenque. Get a free Taco Palenque breakfast taco after every Spurs playoff home or away game win. Choose from potato and egg or bean and cheese. It's available from 6 to 9 a.m. at Taco Palenque locations across San Antonio, Austin, Laredo, El Paso, Eagle Pass, Corpus Christi, and throughout the Rio Grande Valley. Use the code SPURSWIN in the Taco Palenque app or in store. Limit 1 per guest per day. No purchase or game ticket necessary. A 30-15 run here to start the third quarter has once again silenced the crowd inside Target Center as the lead that was 13 at the half is ballooned to 28. 104-76. A look at the Bet365 stats. The Spurs have scored 30 or more in every quarter. They are shooting just under 60% for the game. They are shooting 52% from the three-point line, 13 of 25. 21-25 at the line. They've out-rebounded Minnesota 39-20. 23 assists on their 35 made field goals, and it has been scoring across the board. 28 for Steph Castle, 21 for De'Aaron Fox, 17 for Victor Wembanyama, and 11 for Devin Vassell. So what answers does Minnesota have here after the Spurs have gone on a 10-0 run over the last $1.47 at game time? Anthony Edwards, left side attacking, gets into the paint, slapped at, and fouled by Luke Cornett. And Edwards is... Looks like he landed on that left knee a little awkwardly here. He's trying to shake it off here as he makes his way to the free throw line. Anthony Edwards has been dealing with inflammation in his right knee that caused him to miss 11 out of the final 14 games.
He doesn't meet the requirement for flagrant act.
So they're going to take a look to see, was this above the neck area from Luke Cornett on the foul on Anthony Edwards. Looks like he slapped out the ball. And I didn't see any follow through above the neck.
Upon review, the contact does not meet the criteria for a flagrant foul. So we have a common foul, 2 free throws, and play off the second.
Yeah, there was no swing above the shoulders or neck area there. So 2 free throws for Anthony Edwards. Again, he looked like he landed awkwardly on that left knee. That left knee was the one that he injured in the Denver series in Game 4, the same game that Dante DiVincenzo tore his right Achilles. Edwards suffered a hyperextension of his left knee. Was diagnosed with a bone bruise. Somehow he only missed 9 days. Came back for the start of the series, makes the first free throw. That's his first point of the second half after scoring 12 of his 19 in the first half. He's got 20 in the game. One more free throw coming his way here. Second free throw is up and around and falls off the rim. Edwards has missed 2 at the line tonight. Spurs by 27, 104-77. 3:42 to go in the ball game, or in the third quarter, beg your pardon. Cornett up top, handing it off to Vassell. Vassell out to Dylan Harper into the right corner. Harper attacking in the paint, backing it in, scooping it up left hand. No, falls off the rim. And basket interference is going to be called on Dylan Harper, trying to go for his own putback. So Minnesota will get the basketball back. 3:28 to go, third quarter. Once again, the Target Center has gone deathly silent here. The Spurs on top by 27. This is Jaden McDaniels. He gets into the paint around Luke Cornett, puts it up, no good. Cornett, good defense of the rim. Stayed vertical and held his ground, plays the outlet on the right side to Devin Vassell. Vassell gives it off to Fox, right wing, guarded by Conley. Fox, left side here now to the elbow, backing it in, spins, fadeaway jumper, no good. Falls off the front of the iron. Rebound taken by Naz Reid, ahead to Anthony Edwards. Edwards back into the right elbow, spins, kick out McDaniels. Right corner 3 on the way is good. Jaden McDaniels, second 3 of the night. He's got 13. 104-80. 40 to go. Victor Wembanyama making his way back to the scores table. Dylan Harper switched on to Conley. Edwards back on him. Harper gets a step. Harper kick out. Carter Bryant to the right corner. Back to Vassell. Devin behind his back. Devin with 5 on the shot clock. Pulls up straight away. 3 around and out. And it wouldn't stay down as Naz Reid ripped it off the rim. Looked like it was going to go down on that second bounce, but it stayed out. Edwards, he'll pull up left wing 3. Way off the mark. And you wonder, how much does Anthony Edwards have left in the tank? This is Carter Bryant, whips it to Vassell. Left wing open 3, no good. Reid with a rebound. He'll take it himself. Reid brings it up the floor, back into the front court. Reid whips it to McDaniels, left corner, going to the baseline. Lobs it underneath, Rudy Gobert. Gobert, little right-hand hook is around and no good. And Rudy Gobert still is scoreless in this game, number 6. Dylan Harper, full head of steam, downhill, powers past McDaniels, lays it up and in. D. Harp in double figs with 11. He's the 5th Spur in double figures tonight. 106-80, 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Conley back to Edwards. Straightaway 3 is up and good. Anthony Edwards, just his second 3 of the ball game. 23 for him. He is now 9 of 23 from the field. 106-83. Dylan Harper It's his move past Edwards, bumped and fouled, and that'll be 4 fouls on Anthony Edwards. That's the 5th team foul. Minnesota will put Dylan Harper at the free throw line for a pair. So Harper will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. 28 of 33 in these playoffs for Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper obviously has come of age here in the postseason, but I don't think as he makes the first free throw, anyone could have predicted how quickly the game would just seemingly slow down for him. As the Spurs make subs, Luke Cornett and Stefon Castle, or Luke Cornett and De'Aaron Fox checking out, Stefon Castle and Victor Wembanyama coming back into the game. Castle, 28 points, is the second most he has scored in the playoffs. 33, his playoff high in Game 3 against Portland. Most points he's scored in this series. Harper jiggles home the second. And the Spurs back up by 25, 108-83. Harper's got 13 tonight. Gobert will hand it off to Edwards. Edwards with Gobert rolling, puts it up, around, no good, but he's fouled. And a foul is going to be called on Julian Champagnie. That'll be his second. Send Anthony Edwards back to the free throw line. 1:01 remaining here in the third quarter. Spurs, who led it by 13 at the half and started this third quarter on a 30-15 run, punctuated by a 10-0 run that pushed the lead all the way up to 28. It is now a 24-point game after Edwards makes the first. One more free throw coming his way. Second one is around and out. He's missed 3 at the line tonight. Wembanyama brings down the rebound. That's his 6th. And Castle will push it ahead. Steph backing it into Edwards, backing it in, taking it all the way down, lays it up with strength and in for 2 more. And Steph Castle's got his second 30-point game of these playoffs. 110-84. Anthony Edwards to the left side. Kick out of the corner, Ayo Dosunmu. Down to the left block, dribble is out of bounds. Last touch by Victor Wembanyama. Minnesota will keep possession with 39 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Shot clock at 12. Lobbed in here to Rudy Gobert on the left side. Gobert to Edwards. Anthony Edwards in the paint, floats it up right hand. No good. Wembanyama the rebound. There's an 8-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock as Castle will walk it up the floor. Shot clock at 14, game clock at 22. Castle dribbles to the logo. Rudy Gobert watching him. Castle between his legs. Gobert sagging off. Castle makes his move. Castle, right wing 3. In and out. Wembanyama had the rebound, tipped it out, ends up off of Harper, goes down the floor. Last touched by who? James Capers is saying by Dylan Harper out of bounds and saying Minnesota ball. Carter Bryant will come back into the game. Spurs aren't going to argue with 5.5 seconds remaining here in the quarter. So Minnesota will trigger the inbound here with Ayo Dosunmu as Dylan Harper will have a seat on the bench. Harper leaves 13 points, 5 rebounds, and a block. Dosunmu inbounds to Edwards. 5.5 seconds. Edwards guarded by Castle. Edwards into the body of Castle. Pull up right wing 3 is no good. And that is how the third quarter comes to an end. It is a big-time third quarter win by the Spurs as they outscore Minnesota 36-23 in that third quarter and take a 26-point lead to the fourth quarter here at Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Steph Castle leading 5 in double figures with 30 points here tonight. Castle coming up with 11 in that third quarter. 36 minutes down, 12 to play. The Western Conference Finals are beckoning. Spurs Radio, Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
It's playoff basketball. You got to do a little bit of everything.
The intensity levels are at an all-time high. These are the NBA playoffs. Every team looking to make a run.
This is incredible.
Every player looking to make history.
Give me all you got. Let's go.
So tune in, because this is going to be unbelievable.
This is exactly what we want.
The NBA playoffs presented by Google continue on ABC, ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
In the playoffs, every move matters. That's why the San Antonio Spurs trust UT Health San Antonio, their official sports medicine partner, to keep them in the game. It's the same level of care available to you. From sports injuries to joint replacement, our nationally recognized physicians combine experience with research-driven care to help you get back to what matters most. Get the care trusted by the Spurs. Find a UT Health San Antonio physician at everythingittakes.org.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
So the final 12 minutes we go in regulation here in Minnesota. Game summary tonight. The Spurs jumped out to an 18-8 lead in the opening quarter, then scored the first 20 points of the second quarter, built the lead to 29. Minnesota went on a 27-11 run to close the half and get back to within 13, but the Spurs outscored the Timberwolves 36-23 in that third quarter, and they lead it by 26, 110-84 as we go to the fourth quarter. Our Bet365 stats through three quarters tonight. Spurs shooting almost 57% in the game, 46% from behind the line. They are a plus 12 from behind the line to Minnesota, who's just 9 of 26. And the Spurs are plus 10 to the free throw line tonight. They've out-rebounded Minnesota 45-23 and have kept the Timberwolves off the offensive glass. Only 7 offensive rebounds and 10 second-chance points. Spurs winning points in the paint, winning second-chance points, and winning fast break points. And they've led wire to wire here tonight in this closeout game, 12 minutes away from the Western Conference Finals, and a date with Oklahoma City. Harrison Barnes is into the game here for the Spurs. First minutes for Harrison Barnes here tonight. Out there with Dylan Harper, Julian Champagnie, Victor Wembanyama, and Stefon Castle. Dylan Harper spinning in the paint, scoops it up with a right hand over McDaniels for 2 more for Dylan Harper, who is 6 of 7 from the field for 15 points. Champagnie with a foul the other end against Ayo Dosunmu on the way up. Champagnie will pick up his third, and Dosunmu will go to the free throw line. The efficiency by the Spurs tonight has been unbelievable. Spurs inside the paint in this game are 23 of 34 from the field. They have missed 11 shots in the paint as Dosunmu hits the first free throw. Meanwhile, just to prove a point, Minnesota has missed 30 shots in the paint tonight. They are 20 of 50 in the paint in this game. Dosunmu makes a pair, 112-86. Should the Spurs hang on in this final 12 minutes, Game 1 in Oklahoma City would be Monday night at the Pregame Center. And a Western Conference Finals that has just about everybody salivating. Harrison Barnes, corner pocket 3. Yes, sir! HB dials up his first shot for 3. And the Spurs have matched their largest lead of 29. Ayo Dosunmu at the other end lays it up and in. His third field goal, he's got 8 points, 115-88. But again, what is looking like another lopsided affair for the third time in this series. Dylan Harper swiped across the head, coming around the screen by Jaden McDaniels, who just picked up his 5th foul. First foul against Minnesota here in this fourth quarter. Timberwolves, who upset the Denver Nuggets in 6 games in the opening round of the NBA playoffs, but suffered a catastrophic injury with Dante DiVincenzo tearing his right Achilles. And you wonder how that affected this series, as Victor Wembanyama is called for a 3-second violation and a turnover against the Spurs. That is their 10th turnover, I believe, tonight. It's their 11th, actually, double-checking. Dante DiVincenzo, who in his career against the Spurs has been a knockdown three-point shooter and always seems to hit the big shots, as Wembanyama called for goaltending when after that shot by Dosunmu, count the basket to Dosunmu. And also Minnesota's best three-point shooter, 244 makes in the regular season. You just wonder, if had he been available, what more chaos that might have caused the Spurs in a regular season series where Minnesota won 2 of the 3 meetings. This is Stefon Castle out top with a screen from Wembanyama. Here's Harrison Barnes, open left wing 3. Too strong, deep rebound back to HB. Barnes inside, kicks it back out. Wembanyama extra pass. D. Harp lines up the 3. That's no good. Castle skies for the rebound, tips it up, and Barnes has it. Champagnie, right wing 3, reloads. Yes, sir. JC for 3 more, and the Spurs once again back up by 28. 118-90. Champagnie's second 3 of the night. The Spurs have hit 15 of them. Dosunmu with a miss at the other end, and the Spurs come the other way. Castle to Champagnie. Champagnie underneath. Wembanyama, 2-hand slam. Timeout. Chris Finch. Spurs by 30 with 9:50 to go. Spurs never lost in the regular season when leading by 30 or more, and it is their third 30-point lead in this series. We'll take a timeout. 9:50 to play in the ball game as we lead you to this SWBC break. 120-90, Spurs by 30. Spurs Radio, Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Nothing compares to catching your San Antonio Spurs live. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Spurs and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can experience all the sights, sounds, and styles in person. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you were there live. So put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs. Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/Spurs card to learn more.
9:50 to go in the ball game. Spurs, their largest lead of the game, 30. 120-90 over the Minnesota Timberwolves with a matchup and a showdown against the Western Conference finalist Oklahoma City Thunder awaiting. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Spurs Radio.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Let's check in with Carl Schoening. He's got an update out at the Rocket La Cantera in the Frost Plaza at the Spurs Radio Net Center tonight.
Dan, they've already started celebrating in San Antonio. A 30-point lead with less than 10 minutes to play will do that for you. And I got to tell you, a lot of it has to come down to that three-point shooting we're talking about. It's really hard for Minnesota to match the 15 made threes that the Spurs have knocked down this evening.
Yeah, that, again, one of the keys of the series, without Dante DiVincenzo, how was Minnesota going to be able to duplicate the perimeter production? And they just simply haven't been able to in these playoffs, and particularly in this series, as it's another tough shooting night for Minnesota from the perimeter, going 9 of 26 from downtown and being outscored by 18 from the three-point line. Spurs still with Harper, Castle in the game as Terrence Shannon Jr. lays it up and in. Luke Cornett, Harrison Barnes, and Julian Champagnie round out the five. Terrence Shannon Jr. now with 18 points in the game. This is Castle backing it in, brushing off Randall, left the shot short, gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Barnes. Corner pocket three is no good. Almost a man's rebound for Dylan Harper as he elevated and nearly yanked it away on the weak side, away from Terrence Shannon Jr. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be Minnesota basketball. Just over 9 minutes remaining. Shannon Jr. stops to the right block, hands it to Dosunmu, trying to go up against Cornett. He held his ground. No foul, no whistle. Spurs take over. Champagnie, left wing three. Got it. JC, after a slow start, after he missed his first 6 threes of the game, he has come back with a vengeance. He's knocked down 3 tonight. 123-92. Anthony Edwards floats it up off the glass. No good. And the rebound to Harrison Barnes. Stefon Castle now with a double-double tonight. He's got 30 points and 11 rebounds. Champagnie, another corner pocket three. That's good. Right in front of Alex Rodriguez and the rest of the Minnesota ownership. 126-92. Some of the Timberwolves fans have seen enough. Shannon Jr. left wing three. That's good. Eric Shannon Jr. knocks down his first three of the night. He is the first Timberwolves since Julius Randle in Game 1 to score more than 20 in a game other than Anthony Edwards. 126-95. Castle, the defense collapses. Castle, easy layup. And Chris Finch has seen enough as well as the effort by his Timberwolves has started to wane. We'll take a timeout. SWBC's got this break. 8:01 remaining in the ball game. All Spurs in Minnesota. 128-95. Spurs Radio. Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Stay connected to your Spurs family. Download and sign in to the official Spurs app presented by Frost. Scores, highlights, or stats, no problem. Tap into every game night with the digital arena presented by Ledger. From chats to trivia, climb the leaderboard for real prizes on game nights.
Come the Spurs 2-on-1.
Stay close to every play, every moment. Download free in your app store or visit spurs.com/app. Season presented by H-E-B.
¿Fuertes dolores de estómago? ¿Dificultad para respirar? ¿Dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana, y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Looking for an opportunity to grow in the insurance industry? AHIA is recruiting motivated health insurance agents who want to build a successful career helping families find the coverage they need. Whether you're already licensed or looking to get started, our team provides the support, training, and tools to help you succeed.
Interested in joining their team or learning more about your coverage options? Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com today.
8:01 to go in the ball game as we just saw one of the oddest things, I would say, in a playoff series as Minnesota has emptied their bench. And Anthony Edwards, during the timeout, as he's making his way down the tunnel, he walked into the Spurs huddle and congratulated every single member of the Spurs team. And as Chris Finch has waved the white flag by putting in his reserves in this game and his end-of-the-bench guys, so too has the Timberwolves crowd as they have made their way for the exits, and the Spurs have followed suit. And it is arguably one of the oddest things to see in a closeout game. With 8:01 to go, both reserves, both deep benches are already in the game here right now, as the Spurs lead it by 33, 128-95. By the way, that last three-point field goal for Julian Champagnie was the 17th made three for the Spurs. That is a new Spurs franchise playoff record. So, the Spurs with Jordan McLaughlin, Lindy Waters III, Luke Cornett, Harrison Barnes, and Kelly Olynyk in the game against a Timberwolves lineup that will feature Johan Berenger, the rookie, Julian Phillips, Kyle Anderson, Jalen Clark, and Bones Highland to end their season. As Lindy Waters III floats it up with a right hand around for two. He gets his first points of the game, and the Spurs have hung 130 on Minnesota for the second time in this series. 130-95. Kyle Anderson goes off the glass, too strong with the left hand. Rebound taken by Kelly Olynyk. Victor Wembanyama and the rest of the Spurs can sit back, relax, and begin to celebrate as Kelly Olynyk fires the left wing three that's off the mark. As the Spurs will be headed to Oklahoma City to begin a showdown with the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder coming up on Monday night. We'll get a Game 7 in the NBA in the conference semifinals. That'll be in Detroit on Sunday after the Pistons won tonight in Cleveland, even up that series of 3 games apiece. But this series will not see a Game 7 coming up on Sunday back in San Antonio. Waters, a left wing three, is off the mark. Barnes, an offensive rebound, spins to the baseline, bounces it off to Jordan McLaughlin with 9 on the shot clock. McLaughlin against Berenger, and an offensive foul called on Luke Cornett. We don't have game times yet set for the conference finals, but we do know that they will begin on Monday. The Eastern Conference Finals will begin on Tuesday now. So that we do know. We'll await start times from the NBA. As Mac Biombo checks into the game for Luke Cornett, and another big night here tonight. 6 points, 6 rebounds, and a tremendous job defending the rim. And so for the first time in this young team's playoff journey, they are going to win a closeout playoff game on the road. Bones Highland misfiring of the three, rebound knocked out of bounds, and it'll belong to San Antonio with 6:14 to go in the ball game. And it's just something else to check off for this group. First playoff game, first playoff win, first closeout game, first series win, first conference semifinal, and now a first closeout win on the road as Biombo gets the friendly roll with the left hand, gets his name into the box score. 132-95. Mason Plumlee going to take the warm-ups off and into the game here momentarily. Likely for Harrison Barnes. That's Jalen Clark floating it up, no good. And the rebound to the deck picked up by Berenger. Goes back up and slams it down. The Timberwolves crowd that is remaining is probably more reflective, I would say, of a late October preseason game. Kelly Olynyk. Pick up the dribble, send it across the Lindy Waters III. 5 on the shot clock, screened by Olynyk. Back to Kelly, turns, baseline jumper with the shot clock expiring, wouldn't drop. Jalen Clark brings down the rebound. Here's Clark bouncing off McLaughlin, puts it up with the left hand, no good, but a foul, and Jalen Clark will go to the free throw line. In the regular season, the Spurs took 4 of 5 against Oklahoma City. One of those being in the Western, or not the Western, but the semifinals, that is. I guess it was the Western semifinals, you can call it, of the Emirates NBA Cup. That was a 2-point win for the Spurs. That was on December 16th. And that was really what caught everybody's eye. Because at the time, Oklahoma City had only lost 1 game. And that had been at Portland late. And then the Spurs handed them their second loss of the season with that Emirates semifinal win. But then the Spurs took back-to-back wins against the Thunder on December 23rd and Christmas Day, December 25th, in OKC. The Spurs won that Christmas Day game 117-92 as Kelly Olynyk drains the three. And what was a game that I think afterwards that was the one that had everybody talking that the Spurs were for real and that they had Oklahoma City's number. Julian Phillips loses it out of bounds. The ball will go back over to the Spurs. 4:42 to go in the ball game. Oklahoma City would get a win against San Antonio, their only win of the season series. It would actually come 2 days after the Spurs lost here in Minnesota on January 13th. As the Thunder knocked off the Spurs at the Paycom Center, but the Spurs one final win in San Antonio against OKC in a game where most of the regulars sat out for the Thunder. Spurs ended up winning that game by a healthy margin, over 20 points that night. But you can't deny the fact that the Spurs went 4-1 in the regular season as Highland has a shot blocked by Bismack Biyombo. The three on the way for Jalen Clark is in and out. Kelly Olynyk's got the rebound. We'll take it the other way with 4 minutes to go. Olynyk pushing off, lost the ball on the way up, taken by Johan Berenger. And Minnesota back the other way. Kyle Anderson whips it to Bones Highland. His left wing three is up and good. And the Timberwolves cross the 100-point plateau. And that'll be the one thing the Spurs are unable to check off their list tonight. But they just checked off about everything else in this game. A wire-to-wire lead. What'll be a wire-to-wire win. Another suffocating defensive performance. And a three-point shooting clinic that was one for the ages. And a franchise record that continues to count as we get a traveling violation on the Spurs. 18 made three-pointers tonight. A new franchise playoff record. And tonight the Spurs outscored Minnesota to the point and to the tune of 21 points from the three-point line in this game. It was the 20-0 run to start the second quarter. That was the opening blow. The knockout punch was the 30-15 run in the third quarter. As Biyombo knocks away the shot put up by Bones Highland. It's a second block there for Bismack. That's now 13 blocks in the game tonight for the Spurs. Kyle Anderson pulls up at the foul line. Shot is no good. Spurs will sport the third youngest starting lineup to appear in a conference finals game in NBA history, behind only the 1977 Portland Trailblazers and the 2011 Oklahoma City Thunder, a group that featured Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Anderson lobs it up. Berenger, the two-hand slam underneath. Johan Berenger, 4 points. As we're down to the final 2:40 to play. So the Spurs halfway to the 16 wins required to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy in an NBA championship. They'll take out the Minnesota Timberwolves in 6 games after taking out the Portland Trailblazers in 5 games in the opening round series. Olynyk baseline jumper off the inbound pass is no good. Clark with a rebound. He'll take it the other way here with 2.5 to go. Jalen Clark attacking. Kick out to Bones Highland to the right corner, around the horn. Kyle Anderson back into the paint, moves past Mason Plumlee, works it off the window and in. Kyle Anderson still going strong in the league at age 32 in his 12th season. Interesting to see how many more games he's got left in his NBA career that originally started with the Spurs, coming out of UCLA as a first-round pick back in 2013. Under 2 minutes to play. Jordan McLaughlin, the former Minnesota Timberwolves, works some magic off the glass as he scoops it up and in with the right hand for his first points of the game in a place he called home for several seasons. Bounce pass from Phillips inside to Berenger. We get a push-off foul called underneath on Bismack Biyombo. Side out Minnesota will take it with 1:44 to play. Oklahoma City has rested since sweeping the LA Lakers in 4 games. They have played the last series and a half without Jalen Williams, J-Dub, as he's affectionately known, as Julian Phillips drains the 3. Dealing with a wrist sprain, and it's a question of, or the hamstring rather, and it'd be a question of when does Jalen Williams make his first appearance in the series? Could it be as soon as game 1 on Monday night? As Mason Plumlee with a follow-up reverse jam, following up the shot of Lindy Waters III. 80 seconds to go in the ball game. Spurs on top by 30. 139-109. Phillips, his 3 goes in and out. McLaughlin with a rebound. Kelly Olynyk ahead to Bismack Biyombo. The catch underneath of the baseline. Back to Plumlee. Goes up. He's blocked by Berenger out of bounds. And last touch by Plumlee. It'll be Minnesota basketball. Obviously, Oklahoma City has not suffered without Jalen Williams being out of the lineup with that hamstring injury. And the 3 from Highlands is off the mark. The rebound taken by Plumlee as we are under a minute to play. The wrist sprain was what cost him first 18 games of the regular season that he was recovering from for the NBA Finals last year against Indiana. Final 40 seconds. Kelly Olynyk. The bounce pass to Jordan McLaughlin on the right side. Shot clock at 5. McLaughlin down to 4, down to 3. Pocket pass Olynyk behind the back to Plumlee. And he's fouled on the way up. Last game.